Good morning, everybody. ATPC is cooking. Cooking, everybody, cooking. You want to know why we're late? Is because we were scalping, is why. We were scalping, is why. There we go. That's why we're late. 21%, Mikey, I like it. I like it. Well done, guys. I like it. Everybody in Discord is probably in ATPC now. Everybody, look at that thing go. There we go. I need to mute my Discord. Had to good morning, good morning, good morning. In and out? I like it, Luna. I like it. Guess what? We just keep going. Just keeps going. ATPC just keeps going. The market's crashing. I mean, we call it a market crash. We'll talk about it later. But we open in 3 minutes. And I just wanted to pay attention to this. Good. Well, obviously that supply is on going into the open with resistance at $2.30. So I'd be careful here if you're still in. Ready? With 3 minutes to go. So make sure you're paying yourself, yeah, already. Cool. 3 all roughly 10 cent scalps, not a bad morning. I like it. Okay, let me mute my Discord and let me get some music going and then we should be good to go. Do. Okay. I told you he was. Wait, what happened, Alan? Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Can you take a look at OSRH? I will. You're stuck at 211. I will. It's up here somewhere. 211. Okay, that's not horrible. The 200 EMA is sitting right at 197, 195, 197 support, right below $2. Right, so hopefully it gives you a bounce. Also, keep in mind you're not stuck. Right, keep in mind you're not stuck. Right, it's less than 10 cents. Just keep that in mind. So if you need to run, you need to run. Right. So good morning, everybody. Good morning. 192. Okay. Yeah, again, ATPC is the one that we're playing with right now. The S&P is kind of popping into the open, isn't it? PTIC, nice gainer, but it's selling off. NIVF, so the top two favorite names coming into the open, right? NIVF and ATPC, right? But obviously we have the other names to kind of think about as well. So let's see. Alrighty, let me just get the put up a few tickers here. And then we'll obviously get into SPY and the market dips and whatnot as the day goes on. Alrighty. Cool. OSRH. Yeah, OSRH doesn't look horrible. Just make sure you have a plan there. Just make sure you have a plan there, please. Copy. There we go. So again, a little bit of resistance up there, so just be careful with ATPC. Alrighty, so 220 is your next little resistance. That was a good breakout, though. That was a really good breakout. Let's go. Is the world on fire yet? Queen, my goodness. Where have you been? Good to see you. Yeah, so again, 220 resistance for ATPC. Alrighty. They had news, but there's 220 resistance, and there you go, right? So it's red up there for a reason. Alrighty. So like I said, make sure you pay yourself on the way up. And if we can break above that 220, then we should be ready for more. But that was some good news. Like I said, the second name I like is NIVF, right? So NIVF, it also has resistance though at $1.20, right? We talk about these every day, kind of, surprise, right? Anyway, so $1.20 would be the next level. If we can break above, that'd be good. The S&P is popping there, right? So that was a pretty massive gap up, isn't it? Gap down. I wish it was a massive gap up. Uh, but yeah, so a 3% dip for the S&P is a lot, right? It's a lot. I get that we've been to these levels already in last month, right? So it doesn't feel as bad maybe, but your long-term accounts are going to be crying a little bit today. So from the market to red for you. No, this has been one of the best weeks in the market so far, right? As much as the S&P is dipping and the markets are dipping, tariff fears and whatnot, we've cooked this week. We've really, really cooked, right? Cooked. So it's definitely been an amazing week. Anyways, the usual guys. Actually, OSRH popped to 215, Brian, right? So like I said, it wasn't bad, right? It's sitting at support anyways. And then it popped to $2.16. So if you really wanted to get out, right? So again, you're not stuck, right? It looks okay. ICCT is on the right hand side and it's popping a little bit, right? Off the 200 EMA if Lion got in. Lion, did you get in? Right? So ICCT, quite a few names obviously that we have to pay attention to at the open. But again, NIVF is wanting to push for that 120, and I hope it does. Right? So again, ATPC, surprise, surprise, right? When you see red, you run. Red means what? Run. Alrighty? Red means run. So this shouldn't be a surprise that a stock is pumping into the open and failing at resistance. Right. So again, we made some nice monies on this one. If you were in Discord, you probably got in, right? So yeah, let's see if we can get a dip and then continuation, right? Your next level to potentially watch here. I'm gonna drop a line at that double top, okay? Let's see if we can stay above it. Alrighty, so let's see if we can stay above 180. So if we could stay above that, then that'd be a good thing. Cool. MLGO with a pop as well towards that $18. ICCT is looking really good. Brian, I hope you took profits on that thing, or you ran, right? ICCT is pushing for the highs of the day. Your next resistance is right below $3 there. I'm gonna zoom in a bit on ICCT here. So again, right up the 200 EMA demand zone double bottom, and now it's pushing for that resistance already. So potential pivot all the way up at 295 for ICCT there. I know you guys were paying attention to this one in pre-market. So supply zone, demand zone. SPY is really pushing back up, right? So I bet you people are buying the dip skis and we're recovering really nicely. It's doing an offering. uh, Again, we'll really get into all the tariff stuff, right? Um, and whatnot, and I'll get your opinion on we'll talk about this more as the markets relax a little bit. Promise already. TIVC also looks good coming up that 200 in the demand zone. So again, Lion mentioned this yesterday, right? That is a strategy, right? Demand zone 200 EMA VWAPs. When it's dipping into the open, that can be a really good buy for a quick pop, right? TIVC is doing the same thing here. Obviously, ICCT is failing at resistance. So resistance 1, resistance 2, right? If we want to keep going, we need to break above 295. Cool? Cool. Uh, PTIX, this one just hasn't done anything for me to like yet at the open, even though it's on the list. It just hasn't done anything yet. So we can leave it on the list. ATPC still dipping, so wait for that consolidation curl, right? Wait for it, wait for it, wait for it. I'm gonna get rid of PTIX for now. We can come back and look in a second, but I want to take a look at CNTM. Um, APVO did that offering this morning, right? This is why it hasn't shown up on the scanner as usual, just because it's still at 4%, right? So nothing there yet. APVO did an offering this morning, right? Lower, let me know if you're in a position, and I'll take a look. But yeah, so they did that offering, and the stock obviously got slapped straight to the abyss, right? And look at this. What do you see, lower? What do you see? Right? You see consolidation, right? So again, offering happens, it drops all the way to the abyss and then consolidates and it's curling back up a little bit, right? It's actually halted up, right? Halted up APVO. So NIVF is looking really good though, right? Looking really, really good. Yeah, looking really, really good. ATPC needs to consolidate around $1.80, $1.70. If it can, then okay, we can come back and say there's an opportunity there. But again, the two favorite names coming into the open, right? Um, NIVF is performing well. Yeah, S1, Billy. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Uh, oh yeah, it's halted up NIVF. That's why. That is why. I like it. If you're holding NIVF, type in yes in the chat. If you're holding NIVF, type in yes in the chat. I bet you quite a few of you guys should be in this one. The other one we like, ICCT, is looking really, really good, right? So finally broke above that $3 range and cooking. So they might hold this one too at some point. Good morning, everybody. I didn't say you know take the time to say good morning. It's because we were scalping ATPC and then I showed up late. $1 silent. Okay, good job. Right. It's all Dan's fault though, right? Anyways, ATPC looks like it's holding that range and trying to curl back above the 9, which is a good thing. The candle hasn't fully closed yet, so it does need to close above 190, and then we might be ready to push back above that 2 and then 220 again. Alrighty. So, but that thing definitely needed a retest. Bless your heart. Bless your heart. Ayo, AK, good morning. Hello. I'm going to be saying good morning, till for the next little bit. Empress, good morning. Joe, good morning. Good morning, guys. Good morning. Yeah, so APVO's halted up. NIVF is also halted up right after the breakout of $1.20. The candle never fully closed, so that's a bit of a negative there if we're looking for any. So we need to open and close the candle above $1.20, right, for NIVF, and then we can continue pushing for $1.50. TIVC basically just ran to the supply zone and then it just got slapped, right? So green is good, red resistance, obviously, right? ICCT popped, tiny supply zone, back for the retest of that breakout. Alrighty. And then we never got the close above the 9 EMA we wanted, above $1.90 for ATPC. So it's back to kind of consolidating at $1.80, $1.70. So we can push and close above that, and then we should be ready for ATPC. Alrighty. Let me take a look here. There we go. There we go. So give us the close above the 9 and the chronal, and it's ready. Good morning, Teggy. Good morning, Tesh. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. That's impressive. Like we're down 3%. Queen, are you buying anything long term wise? You should, right? Time for you to buy some dipskis. Alrighty. APVO is unhalted, guys, and slowly pushing. Paul sent this one to the abyss, by the way. So if you're looking for someone to blame Paul. Red to even is better. Yeah. Anyways, so unhalted and pushing up. ICCT came back for a beautiful retest of the breakout as they usually do, right? So again, double top, breakout, retest, and then now it's going for the supply zone again. So brand new highs of the day. Next resistance, $3.50. Good morning, Keith. Yeah. Paul, why? Why? No. I just came in frantically. This is why sometimes, like, if I don't trade like too early, like early pre-market, I don't want to trade too close to the open, because then yeah, because I come in right into the vibes, and then I don't say good morning, and everybody thinks I hate them. Anyways. It's coming today. None. AK. HPOT was supposed to come out today, but they moved it. They're like, not today. Not today, please. Not today. Watch for the double tops. 350 resistance line is what you're looking for. That's your resistance. So it got really close to it, anyways. Look at what ATPC is doing, right? Like these candles are all over the place. One candle closed above the 9, but then look at the next candle. Popped and came back right to the abyss, right? So that thing might almost need a bit more time for consolidation. NIVF is unhalted, guys. So that candle unhalted, pushed all the way to 148, 150 resistance, right? Again, a lot of these levels are kind of psychological, right? So 150 resistance and then backed off. That was a really good breakout though for NIVF. So again, your next resistance is 150. $1.50. Dip markets. What am I buying long term? Meta? No, no. Well, maybe like a Meta ETF or something like that. This is why I don't like picking individual stocks when it comes to long term. Honestly, I already have enough chaos to deal with. You know, I don't pick individual stocks for long term. So it always has to be a technology ETF, a growth ETF, a Bitcoin ETF, a SPY ETF, something that holds all the stocks. So I don't have to worry too much about it. Yeah. Can I take a look at KO calls? I will in a second. 45, 3 minutes. 3 minutes, Dan. 3 minutes. You think more violence? More violence, huh? Let's see. ATPC still looks okay to me though. Like it's really trying to consolidate. I think it just needs to make sure that kernel is back to green though, and then we should be good there. Again, ICCT 350 resistance, NIVF 150 resistance, APVO still looking good, right? So this is why that consolidation is really really important, really really important, right? With or without the offering, dipskis and consolidation was really good for APVO. Still have most of my account to trade with, Jonathan. Okay, sounds good. Yeah, just make sure if you've hit your daily goal already, make sure you're not trading with the same amounts, right? So, smaller amounts is what you should be doing, right? Man, spies all over the place with these candles, Dan. All over the place. Let me look at some of these. That doesn't seem right. Doesn't seem right. Morning mayhem. Morning, 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 morning. Yeah, I still like what ATPC is doing because it hasn't fully broken into brand new lows of the day. If we broke below 170, I wouldn't like it. Alrighty, I would not like it, but we have not. Good morning, LeBon. Good morning, everybody. Happy Thursday. Happy Chaos Day. Happy Chaos Day. Let me just look at do, 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 do. Mm-mm-mm. Let's see. 1 second, guys. Mm-mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm. There we go, ATPC. There we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. Oh, okay, actually, 130. Okay, perfect. There we go, TTPC. So it looks like we held that bottom there, right? So a little bit of consolidation. I don't like how tight that supply zone is, though, so just be careful. But the easy entry was down here, though, right? ATPC. The easy entry was lower. Can we get back above $2, though? That's the question. Let's see. 193. All of us he placed there. So it looks like we filled at 350 for ICCT. The retest is 295 for anybody that's interested. NIVF is halted down. Yeah, right. That 150 resistance, Michael. Onions. Yeah, it's halted down on the way back to retest the breakout, which is interesting, right? So again, this was the breakout, right? These stocks always come back down to retest the breakout. So on its way back down to retested, too much of a dip and halted down, right? ITPC I still like, right? This one's probably my favorite name now. Uh, but that supply zone is not that far away. So make sure you're protecting your money, very please and thank you. There goes $2. There we go. ATPC, that is. Right? Come on, give me $2 above. Right? So again, that supply zone is not that far away. So make sure you have a good stop loss. Alrighty, because it's gonna fit, yeah, and it's already failing there. Right? So that's the problem with having a supply zone, a red zone right there with an SD band, is that it's gonna act as resistance, and it did. Right? So the only good thing here is it's holding the bottom of the range, 170, 180, right? So if it's holding 170, 180, it's okay. It does need to break and close above that, though, that $2, and consolidate above it if it wants to go. APVO is looking really good, by the way, if anybody's in this one. Alrighty. Looking really, really good. That was really good consolidation of the bottom there. Very good. Anybody FOMO into APVO? Anybody holding this one? That's some very good price action there. Still holding the bottom there. It looks like TIVC is kind of dead, doesn't it? uh, well, well, well. I'm gonna leave it up for a second. I just want to see what it does there. So looks like we hit $2.60 and then backed off. I really wish ATPC didn't have that supply zone there, because I think it would be easier to push it. You know, ATPC would be nice if you didn't have that supply zone. Here we go, 195 again, 196. And it goes up a little bit and it comes right back down. Goes up and it comes right back down. You got in, Lowell? Okay, we're done. Congratulations. Congratulations. Yeah, it kind of feels like we're just, in a range for now. We need something to break out. Something to break out. Something break. Here we go. 96 again. 196, 197. And then it comes right back down again. Annoying, isn't it? Very soon. Very soon. It looks very weak. 197, 198, 199. Just give us the $2 break. Just give us the damn $2 break. Unbelievable ATPC. There we go. 199 again. 99. It's like $2. No, too strong. Too strong. Too strong, guys. Too strong. Too strong. And back down. 198 again. Going once. Going twice. And rejected again. Going once. 199. Going once. Going twice. $2 is very strong. So make sure you're either taking your gains or moving your stop loss up, please. Alrighty. Even though it still looks okay to me. Yeah. At $2, yeah. Yeah. It's an ST band with a supply zone. It's gonna act as major resistance. Major resistance. That circle right there, yeah. It's gonna be a problem. And look at that, right? We're back into the and there's the drop, right? Too much resistance, too much stalling. This is why I say take profits, or again move your stop loss up, right? When you see resistance like that, especially since we've been watching it for some time, right, and it just keeps failing there, you want to be careful. So watch the 50 watch the 50 EMA, watch that 170, 180 area. Ready? Cool. And if it breaks below, garbage. Other than that, though, anything else? It looks like NIVF is on halted, guys. Again, coming into the open, our two favorite names, right? ATPC and NIVF. So NIVF had a really nice run. It came back for the retest. So the retest is sitting around $1, right below $1.20, right? This little circle here, right? Because that was the breakout zone. So let's see if it can consolidate and start curling back above for NIVF. Alrighty. Let's see. Spies all over the place. They're all over the place. All over the place. Yeah. There you go. Bit of a bounce there. So the news came out already, Dan, 5 minutes ago. Dipped and then recovery. Alisa, good morning. Good morning. So NIVF is still holding that 120 for now, which is a good thing, right? That was basically the retest, right? So retest of the breakout. We're back to 130. We're trying to ICCT came back for the retest as well, right? Everything is coming back for the breakout retest, guys, right? You break out, you come back to retest the zone, and now it's going back for that 350 ICCT, right? Going back, going back for the 350s. So let's see. New session highs for PITX, by the way. I got rid of this one with the intention of coming back, and I just never did. Right. So again, a bit of a weird candle because it's only one candle popping. Right. So and a lot of resistance at 60 cents. So if that's something you're paying attention to, watch 60 cents there for resistance. 60 cents for resistance. ICCT looks like it wants to break that 350 though. You can kind of tell like we don't really have a theme in the market right now though. MJ, good morning. Right. We don't have a theme in the market. We just came through the IPO theme. And now we're just playing momentum stocks, right? Just playing random names in the market, no theme, which is fine. At the very least, yes, the markets are going down, but we have opportunities. That's always a good thing, right? Like the S&P is down 3%. Like your favorite investments are crashing today, right? And yet we have momentum stocks to play with. That's always a good thing. Like a really really good thing. There we go. ICCT, nice breakout there. Uh, Lion. Thank you, Lion. Have a wonderful day. Alrighty. Chat later. Chat later. There it goes. 363. Two. You can clearly tell though. Spy doesn't quite know what it wants to do yet, Joe. Right? There goes 370, 375, 380 ICCT. That was a beautiful retest. Beautiful ICCT. Beautiful. 385. Yeah, we are at these levels back in September. Yeah. Again, the markets move based on fear for the most part, right? So everybody's just panicking. That's why we don't watch the yeah, keep missing entries. Yeah. No, we have too many names to pay attention to. That's why. That is the problem. That is the problem. Too many names to pay attention to. Okay, let's see details. Mm, okay. Perfect. Uh, yeah, that's how it usually is though. Once the market opens, Teggy, right? That's how it usually is. You have volume on all of these names, and you give it 15 minutes, 30 minutes to try and figure out which of these names will actually be good. So, and then go from there. Below that one again, the scalp was getting in on the consolidation and then maybe taking profits or moving your stop loss up close to $2 because it had too much resistance there, right? Now it doesn't look any good, right? It's above the 200 EMA, so we can't say that it's dead yet, right? So not quite dead. Whenever your stock is above the 200 EMA, above this white line, it always has a chance to go back up. So it's coming down to retest that 200 EMA. Alrighty, so your next support would be between this 150 here potentially, but closer to 145. Alrighty, so let's see if we can retest this area and then consolidate for ATPC. So I wouldn't fully count this thing out yet if we can stay above that 200 EMA. It kind of looks like it's halted down, but it's not. But yeah, so watch that 200 EMA for now for ATPC. Alrighty, and if it can consolidate in Chrome, then we have something there still. Alrighty, NIVF, the other name we like, is still holding, right? Closing the candles above the retest zone 120, right? Uh, and again, the same problem we had with the other one, it's creating a supply zone, right? Creating a lot of selling pressure around $1.30, which isn't very far from where we're at now, which is not nice, right? Anyways, back to ICCT. Uh, No, 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 no. Have to leave soon. Just trying to the most out of your time, Teggy. Yeah. Just you have to be careful with trying to make the most of your time and seeing a good opportunity, right? So just be careful. Just be careful. Your boy, what's your question for TIVC? 10 a.m. So 4 minutes. 4 minutes. So this is what the fourth candle now failing at 390 for ICCT. Yep. So just be careful there. Yeah, no, if you have a question, let me know, please, already. Yeah, JYD has done well. I know Azul's been watching that one like a hawk, right? Um, PTIX basically went up and failed at the 200 EMA, right? So the 200 EMA is important on the way down. It's also important on the way up, right? And especially when you look at a stock like this and you're like, double top, right? 200 EMA resistance, supply zone, VWAP, right? That thing has so many problems right there. That's what you call confluence, right? And now you could potentially look at this, and if it's curling off 40, 47-ish, right, it might be a double bottom. But I would definitely would be waiting for the curl there. Alrighty. TIVC. TIVC. What's your question for TIVC? Let me know, please. Alrighty. So a little bit of consolidation after the sell-off for TIVC and then a curl of 420. Yeah. Right. So 420 and halted up for TIVC. So halted right at the 200 EMA. Right? Isn't it interesting that it went to 420 and then decided to consolidate at 420? Right? Consolidation is very, very important, guys. Very, very important. NIVF is still trying to break above. Well, now it just did. So again, this was a beautiful retest. Right now, it's trying to push back up, strolling into the supply zone. Anybody buy the dip for NIVF, guys? Anybody buy the dip on NIVF? ATPC came back and retest that 200 EMA. So now the question is, can it consolidate off the 200 EMA and start bouncing? Right? ATPC. Can it consolidate off this 145 and start curling? If it can, then that's going to be a good thing. But it kind of needs that curl. Okay, back to NIVF. NIVF looks nice. You, Scott? Good. I like it. Well done. Congratulations. Right? And it basically just ran to resistance and slapped. Right? Oh my goodness. Everything is failing at resistance today for the most part. Right? Everything. Uh they said $2,000 is what you made on what? On what? Uh Vetted that when yeah, Paulie, see? Exactly, right? Exactly. See what's happened with the NIVF though, right? So right to resistance and slapped. Exact Dan? Yes. That's why it's called resistance. Exactly, right? So yeah, you're almost having to sell these things, it's halted down, interestingly enough, right? That thing hit resistance hard. This is why you move your stop loss on the way up or you take profits on the way up, please, right? Because sometimes you just can't react to a candle moving this quickly, and it's annoying, when it drops that quickly. But sometimes when you see resistance, just take your profits, or at the very least, move your stop loss up, right? So ATPC is still playing games here. Let's see if it finds a way to hold. See if it finds a way to hold. Do 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 do. Dang, Spy. Spy's like, hey guys, I'm coming back to the bottom. Wait for me. Wait for me. We're gonna be at yeah. We're gonna be at minus crazy. Crazy, 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 right? Crazy, crazy, crazy. What can you do though? Nothing. All you can do is buy the dipskis. All you can do is buy the dipskis and move on. Mm, 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 mm. Yeah, let's see. Sky. Hmm. Yeah, if you didn't have time to set a stop loss, it's most likely because you bought on the way up to that resistance, though. So will ATPC stay above the support? Not the best of volume coming in, is it? APVO up to 50 EMA here. Hmm. LHSW. I'll take a look. Let me know when it goes live. I'll take a look. It doesn't seem to be the most amazing of IPOs, right? The name doesn't sound that cool. Um, uh, that doesn't seem right, Nikolai. Huh? That doesn't seem right. You made money on that play though, Nikolai, so that's a good thing. But that doesn't seem right at all. How they're buying your shares when it's halted. Tesh, I know, right? Transfer. Perfect. Okay, let's see. Like you're selling, like you're getting out of the position. Okay. Yeah, it's stalling quite a bit at the top there though, isn't it? Yeah, and then look at that. It just as soon as we say that, it pops ICCT. As soon as we say it, it's like, don't worry, I got you. As soon as we say it, pop. Again, these candles don't need to close above $394, right? So we could easily just fail from there and come back down. But that's a really nice pop. Very, very nice pop there. So again, look at that, right? Look at that, look at that, look at that, right? So yeah, look at that, right? So that's why you don't get too excited until the candle actually closes above resistance. If it doesn't close above resistance, potential scam, especially when it pops that quickly. Yeah, it's just resistance. Uh, 6. Two, two, two. 1 second, guys. Why do all these say 0? Mm, there we go. And look how quickly it's coming back. Like look how quickly it's coming back. My goodness. Okay. There we go. I'm just trying to buy some dips here, Tesh. Tesh made me buy some dips. Look, and it's failing at the exact same resistance again, though, right? Like we made it to $4 and right back below. So yeah, entering on 3 and it went to $4. I don't know to judge whether it's merit of $4. There is a way, Polly. There is a way. Yeah, there is a way. Okay, 1 second. The good thing about if you're playing with ICCT, guys, the good thing is that it's staying above the 200 the 9 EMA. So that's what I would pay attention to. All right, you watch that 9 EMA. If it closes below the 9 EMA, then it's done. Then it's done. Details. Okay. La, 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 la. There we go. Yeah, again, ATPC is really trying to stay above that 9 EMA, but the volume just isn't coming in. So if you're interested in ATPC, I would let it get back above the 9 EMA at least. Alrighty. I would for sure let that thing get back above the 9 EMA. You can kind of see how we've created a supply zone now with the 200 EMA for APVO, right? This level now is acting as resistance, obviously, as it should, right? So 200 EMA resistance, good curl, right? If it wants to keep going, then it needs to break above $2.60 and close above. 262.50 and close above. Cool. No, 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 no. Okay. So, 4, 4. Okay. Do-do-do. As Joe's killing the markets, guys. Joe's killing the markets. Do, 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 do. Killing the markets, Joe. There we go. So yeah, that thing, yeah, APVO, too much resistance up there. ATPC, yeah, the volume just never came in, right? So this is why, again, if you want to be safe, you wait for the curl back above the 9 when you're looking for the curl of support. NIVF, again, that double top, right? Straight to the abyss. Next support for this thing is closer to $1. So right between $1 and and 95 cents already. ICCT, there it is, right? So it stayed above the 9 EMA the whole time, which is a good thing, right? So holding that 9 EMA is a good thing. There we go. There we go. uh I wonder how much lower we go for SPY at this point, right? Like when all of this is said and done, have we hit the bottom? Is 540 the bottom, or do we go for 520 is the question now. You know? How much lower do we go? How much lower do we go? What do you guys think? It looks like ICCT is one of the only names standing now. Let me take a look at TIVC. Yeah, it held the bottom, but it's coming back for the retest and it's actually halted down. Right, coming back down. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see the next time we get the next green day. You know, if we ever will. APVO really wants to break above that 250. $2.50. You guys think so? LT is calling for 500s. Joe's calling for 500s. You'll be happy with August lows? Of course you will be. Yeah, you got stopped out, Sean. Yeah, it had to bounce at the open though, right? That was a pretty nasty dip to start the day off with. So a bit of a rebound and then continuation on the way down. Respond to no, 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 no. Alan, probably, right? I think that's the issue now as these other countries respond, right? So what happens? Do we just keep going down lower and lower, right? So I think that base case expect lower and then go from there. August lows. No more dip buying though. No more dip buying. Only ADTX is green. What else are you holding in your account? Then one. Is it going red? It looks like it, doesn't it? Like that thing is about to lose all the gains for the day, right? This play was nice in pre-market though. When it came back on the curl like this was really nice. This was textbook what we talked about, right? This is textbook plan A. Tony, Luna, right? Textbook, right? Textbook. Don't play that initial spike. Wait for the second curl, right? Textbook. If you're a gold member, this was textbook. That's why we were excited and that's why we were in Discord, right? Boom skis. And again, if you haven't seen the video on how to play pre-market stocks, watch that video because this was perfect, right? Boom, 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 straight to supply, right? And then you took profits coming into the open, and then it hasn't looked good again, right? But the easy money was in pre-market on ATPC, so yeah, right? Easy money's on this one. So now it looks super super weak, and it's going to the abyss. NIVF, I think is going for to test that 200. It seems test the 200, and SPY is just hitting lows on lows on lows on lows. Let me look at the daily chart on SPY because I don't think we've looked below 540. There's a lot of room like to the abyss, right? This was August, by the way. The August low was 510, right? 510. So this is looking nasty, nasty. The next support for SPY though is right below 540, by the way, right? So when you look to the left hand side, this was September of last year, right? So I'm gonna drop a line there. We almost just need to delete all the lines in SPY and just start over, because at this point it's a reset. I'm gonna do that, right? So complete shiny chart. So this was September for the S&P right there, right? We almost created like an inverse head and shoulder, right? So you have the head right there, you have the left hand shoulder, and you have the right hand shoulder, right? So inverse, you know, inverse head and shoulder, and then we cooked, right? Cooked for a long time. So we're basically coming back to retest that level for SPY, right? So that level is right above 539, right below 540, right in between. So for the S&P, let's see if we break below that, and then okay, cool. Like just send it to the bottom, straight to the abyss at that point. Straight to the abyss, abyss of the abyss. ICCT is looking really good. So last man standing, ICCT. ICCT, $4.50. There we go. Perfect. So our next supply zone seems to be in this area now. Next supply. Yep. Next supply. Just send it to 490. $495. There we go. If you're holding ICCT, type in yes in the chat. Lotion in short supply. If you're holding ICCT, type in yes in the chat. 130% there. Here comes that 490. Quick scalpy, Brian. I like it. Well done. Yeah, so $495. That's your next level of resistance there. Alrighty. So this little area here, it looks like it's just venturing into it, doesn't it? Yeah. So $495, that's your next resistance, and it failed at 494. So right in between, it's like, you know what? You guys want $5, 490? How about we fail right in between? Right in between. There we go. Well, yes. $100 floor. I like it. Congratulations. You're liking that thing this morning, Azul, aren't you? Patricia, you're in it. Did you take some gains off the table? Rich, Monies, G, Monies, congratulations, guys. Oh, 666, Billy. Yeah. Yeah, I really want to see how the day plays out today for SPY. Like, do we just keep creeping down all day today? Just lower and lower and lower and lower? Or what happens here? Yeah. APVO again, resistance, obviously, right? Too much resistance, too strong, back down. NIVF sitting at the 200 EMA, so but it needs to cross back above the 9 EMA, right? TIVC just unhalted and straight to the abyss. You can kind of look at pre-market, and your next support is closer to like 380 if you're interested, right? And ATPC, nothing there at all, right? So as soon as it broke below that level, right? And then ICCT has been the one. It's been the one. See if there's anything else here. GNPX with a bit of a pop there. VMAR is halted up. What's your question for NIVF, Nadia? What's your question? It's trying to find a bit of support above 90 cents at the 200 EMA, right? What's your question? Again, it doesn't seem to have any volume that's coming in to push it back up, right? So, SPY will, yeah, probably. You're looking for some SPY calls a month out? Yeah, I don't know about that, Tesh. As long as you're not spending a lot of money, but again, if you're looking for a month out, those calls are probably expensive, you know. Um, I almost would rather you take that money and buy more dipskis in the stuff you like, you know, because it doesn't seem like we're going up a little bit and then right back to the abyss. Go up a little bit, right back to the abyss. You know, now that we've said that, we've denied Tesh, SPY is probably gonna cook from here, but yeah, yeah. Mm. You can't, Nadia. You can just kind of see the way the candles are moving, is all, right? You can kind of see like the price action. It's something that comes with time, right? But now though, it is holding 90 cents. So if it can stay above 90 cents, you might have something there. So if you do take a gamble, put a stop loss right below 90 cents. For NIVF, again, that 200 EMA is usually a good level, and it looks like it's creeping up there, right? So it's holding that 90 cents, right? So just make sure we stay above 90 cents. What's the low of the day for SPY, by the way? 42? Yeah, it's gonna go slap that level. It looks like it's already going back to the bottom already, Tesh. Right? So that's why you want to be careful there. You want to be careful. Yeah, hopefully some of you guys took some profits though on ICCT because that resistance was perfect. How low can Lulu go? All the way to the floor, all the way down. And look at that, SPY is 40 cents from the low of the day, Tesh. Right? So, is there a cost to join your Discord? Yes, there is, you boy. Yeah, yes, there is. If U.S. tariffs remain in place, Eurozone will see a recession this year. Moody's, yeah, yep. A lot of countries are gonna, they're gonna have to find a way to adapt or take off the tariffs, right? Or suffer. You know, I wonder if that's the bet. I wonder if that's the bet. And one of these countries will crack, and then the other ones will start to crack, and then tariffs will start to come off. Maybe, right? So, yep, 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 yep. Yeah, they're talking about banning all U.S. products. Yeah, the U.S. is betting on these countries struggling more than they will, right? So, you don't think anyone's gonna crack? I promise you. I promise you that again, all of these countries will suffer. Promise, right? So we can sit here and just and talk about random stuff, right? But and talk about Canada, the EU. Go look at the Canadian dollar, right? Go look at the Canadian dollar as the S&P just hit new lows of the day. Look at the Canadian dollar, right? And we've been struggling long before these tariffs came into place, you know? So the EU has been struggling long before. So again, it's yeah. The exactly. So this that's why the U.S. is doing the tariffs. So yeah, uh, yeah. You heard Vietnam agreed to 0%. Yeah, yeah. So yeah. Oh, Tesh, yes, come to Canada. I know, right, Archer? I know. Yeah, the S&P is hitting new lows of the day, so we're just gonna keep going down until yeah. No two ways about it. Crack or get cracked. Yeah. So to me, it's that yeah, it's just that simple. There's gonna be violence, or they're gonna agree to 0%. It's just that simple. Mm. But yeah, the markets are definitely feeling the pain now, though, right? Feeling the pain. There we go. ICCT. So came back and retested the Corona 20 EMA and then popped. So ICCT again is definitely looking like the only name in the market that's doing well, right? So actually, APVO went back up to retest that resistance again. We keep failing at the 200 EMA, so if at some point we can break and close above 250, APVO might become a play. For now, though, it's not, right? It might be off the bottom because, again, bottom one, bottom two, right? So off that demand zone, yes, right? But it needs to clear this 200 EMA there if it wants to go. So 250, 260 we mentioned last time, right? 250. Break and close above, and then there's an opportunity there. And then for now, ICCT needs to clear that $5. Paul, I like it. What did you play with, Doche? What did you play with? Let me know. Baby Spikes, King. Really? Oh, cool. Okay, good. That's good to hear, King. That's good to hear, right? So, what all I'm trying to say is, like a lot of these countries have been struggling long before any of this happened. You know, since COVID, like you started to see the weakness in some of these countries. You're in 212. Okay, good. Here we go. Here we go. 292. We're back to that $5 resistance. I'm getting sass, guys. Sass. Wow. So there goes the double top. So Doche, let me take a look. Yeah. Resistance. Woko, within a short time, the US. Yeah. It's almost like the expression that. Anyways, like the expression we use in the market. I approve of you getting sass. The market can stay irrational longer than you can stay solvent, right? In this case, the US is that irrational piece, right? The question now is, can the other countries stay solvent? The answer is no. So do they want to suffer or do they adapt? But I don't know. But anyways, anyways, can we confirm though that like some of these countries are charging the US, like 200%, 50%, 80% tariffs? Is like is that a fact? I'm asking from a point, from an ignorant point of view, as not an American. Is that a fact? Can you guys confirm that? It's been that way for a minute. It's been that way for a minute. So these countries are just charging the US, 90%, 200%, 50%. It, yeah. Again, if that's true, and and if we're getting the facts, yeah, then again, Billy, yep, yep, yep. Yeah. I mean, anyways, ICCT is failing at the double top, so be careful. $5. Not the facts, right? And that's why I'm asking, right? Like, because we can see numbers and just say, "Oh my god, that's not fair," right? So, yeah. La 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 la. Not the ones he listed, Alan. Yeah, spy with a bit of a pop there. $1 though. I don't care, Tesh. Says, I just want monies. I know, right, Tesh? I know. So that one seems NIVF is still playing with that 200 EMA, by the way, Nadia. I know you were wondering about that. So it's still playing with the 90 cents, right? Still playing with that 90 cents. APVO still hasn't broken out above resistance yet. And yeah. So for now, the question is, can we get a breakout on ICCT, please, and start cooking? There we go. Where can you find the link to Discord? If you want to join us in Discord, you have to be a member first. Alrighty, so click the link at the bottom of the chat there from Nightbot. Sign up for the level that says Legend, and then you can join us in Discord. Alrighty. So yeah, you have to be a member first to join us in Discord. GNPX popped nicely there. SUNE. Soon. Looks like TIVC consolidated off the demand zone and it's curling again. So they are a little, those scalps all over the place. You just have to make sure you lock in your gains and move on, right? Look at that ATPC, nothing, right? Doge, yeah, yeah. Not even close. So some of these hedge funds are using just hinted at a bailout of facility. I think that's a bit off topic, but anyways, let me look at some of these other names that are coming off the scanner here. Yeah, no, this one's just a bounce from the bottom, so don't really care for that. Don't really care for that. We need something else breaking out, though. We need some momentum in the market. Everything is hitting resistance. Had no news. They had news a few days ago already. So at this point, it's just momentum. Yeah, they had no news along with PTIX, right? But those were the top two gainers for the day, right? Just momentum. Um, so PTIX was the other one that had no news, but then it exploded again. And we've mentioned this quite a few times, right? Like when it comes to news, guys, news is just without news or with news, what you're looking for is volume, right? If the volume comes in, it doesn't matter why the stock is moving. Um, you can maybe rely on staying longer in a stock because they have a catalyst, but other than that, it's just the catalyst is there to bring you volume, to bring you attention, right? So if a stock pops for any reason and people pay attention to it, then that's all that matters. What's on Discord? Nadia, come join us in Discord. Yeah. Doche, what's happening? Paul, you sent me a DM. I'll take a look in a second. Okay, let me take a look. CNTM, that's the one Azul has been spamming. Yeah, if it can break out, yeah. If they can break out, yeah, for sure. What is that? Like 82 cents. 82 cents breakout. 82, 83 cents. Nikolai. Yeah. Yeah, we can kind of talk about that on a Q&A as well, actually. Yeah, Shima. Uh, Boston. Very interesting information. If let's go, Paul. Yeah, that'd be good actually. Yeah, yeah, that'd be good. Let me know. Let me know. Let me know. Let me know. Yeah, Nicola, are you in this one? Um, NIVF is still holding those candles above, so it's still closing right at 90 cents, holding 90 cents. Right, as long as it keeps doing that, it has a chance to go. So it needs that volume to come in, and then you might have something there. You can kind of see how it's failing at the chrono though, so it needs the volume to break to the upside. If you can get a candle that closes above 95 cents, you might have a push there, ham. Yeah. CNTM still failing at 82.83 cents, so it needs to break out. If the volume comes in, yeah, or if it breaks above resistance, right? Yeah, one of the two. Looks like NIVF failed, right? So no candles closing above the chrono, no go. No go, no go. Not yet. Still playing with 90 cents. Right, so I'm going to drop a line at the bottom so you can kind of see where it's bouncing off at, right? Like right off that white line at the bottom for anybody that's playing with that stock. ICCT, it popped again. Look at the size of these candles, right? Same resistance though, right, guys? Same resistance up there. So it needs to clear that resistance and then we can get more out of it. Come on, ICCT. Come on. Come on. And doing it doesn't matter. It does to me it doesn't matter, right? It's all about the price action, right? ICCT doesn't have any volume today, but look how beautiful it looks, right? So when we play with momentum, the only thing that matters at the end of the day is price action, right? They have news, they don't have news. What's the chart doing? Right? Like what's the chart telling you? That's all that matters, right? And we already, like, again, with ATPC, we talked about that a while ago. Like that thing already looked like rubbish, right? It already looked like rubbish a while ago. So whereas ICCT doesn't. So again, it's all about price action. Joe, can you give us a pump? Right? All about price action. Okay, let's see. Mm, 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 mm. Come on, you can do it, ICCT. Oh, this candle's gonna do it, isn't it? Things like nope, too much resistance still. So again, at the very least, you shouldn't be getting into ICCT at resistance, right? At the very least. Come on, you can do it. You can do it. Yeah, so I think the next IPO we have is maybe tomorrow or next week. At least the names that sound good are all next week for IPOs. So, and honestly, especially after what happened with TOPW, I think we need a day off IPOs. We need a day off from these IPOs. Hot pots, yeah, next week. That's if they come out with it, right? It's if they let it happen. I'm gonna set an alert, by the way, Nikolai, for CNTM for now, and then move on. MLGO. There goes 19. Yeah. MLGO. A nice run. Is that the one you holding, Doche? I think I know what you did. I think I know what you did. I think I know what you've done there. Hey, yo, Devin. I think I know what you've done. Are you ATPC? Think you've. Oh, TOPW. Yeah, that's the one. That's you. You bought it last night. TOPW. Yeah. Let me take a look then. Yeah. Yeah. Last night. Yeah. Other than that initial little push at the like like right away. Again, we like so if you've watched the swing class, right, guys? Again, the swing class, right? How to swing stocks overnight, right? What have we said, right? So if you're holding a stock, if you're planning on swinging a stock overnight, what are you looking for in after hours, guys? Right? You're looking for momentum. You're looking for continued strength, right? So if you're holding a name like this last night and this is what it's doing, this is what it's doing, absolutely nothing. It's not worth the stress, right? Definitely isn't worth the stress, right? If you're gonna hold something overnight, it has to close strong. It has to push into the close. Tesh, exactly, right? It has to. And at some point, those again, there needs to be a stop loss. There needs to be a maximum loss. At some point, there has to be there always has to be a maximum loss, right? Virus, exactly, Joe. Yeah. Good morning, Smat. Right? Has to be. So that thing ran to 450 and just kind of sat there and then flushed. So I really thought it would go up after the tariff stuff. Yeah, you again. That's what I'm saying, though, right? Everything you do has to be based on price action when it comes to momentum, right? Because I don't understand what an IPO has to do with tariffs, right? Like we always find a way to like make stuff make sense, but an IPO has nothing to do with tariffs, right? So again, price action is what you're looking for on a momentum stock, nothing else. If it's gonna go up, it has to show you like now, okay? You know what I mean? If it's breaking down like this, there's no need for you to stay in there, right? And again, today, right? Like look at today, right? Like pre-market, it's just been creating lows on lows and lows and lows. Maybe at some point it will run, but yeah. What's your entry price on this? What's your entry price on this Doge? 5% lost a couple hundred bucks. Feel safe now and standing on the sidelines. Martinez, yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yep, exactly. Nothing to do with tariffs. It's all about the price action on that thing. MLGO is above $20, by the way. Yep. Choose wisely what you hold overnight. Sometimes you need to send them home before you sleep. Azul, unbelievable, unbelievable. Uh, yeah, but you have to be so your boy, you have to be a member of the right level, right? So did you get gifted a membership? If you did, then you can just probably upgrade for free. Um, or it's gonna be a discount. So just click on the join link, right? Click on the join link at the bottom of the chat. Yeah. Click on the join link at the bottom of the chat and just upgrade. There goes MLGO. It is the first stock. Yeah. Again, price action, right? So here's how I think about holding a stock overnight, Doge, right? If I'm gonna hold the stock overnight, there's really only two things I'm looking for. It's either a stock that hasn't moved yet at all, like it's been sitting at the bottom, it's at support, it's been holding for a long time. It's like a swing play, right? I think it's gonna move at some point, right? That's one way. The other way, when you play a momentum stock, is I think of it like this: if other people are buying this stock into the close or they're buying it after hours, then I'm happy with it. If it's consolidating, I'm happy with it, right? If everybody else is selling that stock going into the close or selling it after hours, what the hell am I doing holding it? I already have my message. Like the message is very clear, right? If nobody is buying the stock after hours and it's going down, I have no business being in that stock because I'm just asking for trouble. Right? ICCT really wants to break that $5, doesn't it? Like it's dipping, but then coming right back, dipping and coming right back. Yeah. If you look at a bigger time frame, I bet you this looks really nice. So maybe that fight that yeah. So there goes 490 again. Oh, 5 cents away. So close. So close. But at the end of the day, Doche, it doesn't matter what your plan is. Like it really doesn't matter. Like above all else, it doesn't matter on earth, right? Above all else, there needs to be a maximum loss, right? Like, okay, I'm buying this stock, right? A universal stop loss, right? For all your positions. Doesn't matter. Universal, right? It doesn't matter what your plan is. It doesn't matter if you're going to church on Sunday. It doesn't matter if you're thrusting at night. Doesn't matter, right? There's a universal stop loss, right? Like I'm buying any stock at any price. My maximum stop loss is 8%, 5%, 10%. Doesn't matter, right? Here's my maximum stop loss. My maximum loss is $100, $500. Doesn't matter, right? There's always that maximum on everything you do. It doesn't matter. Here's $5 for ICCT, right? You can come up with plans and write them down and whatever else. At the end of the day, there's that maximum stop loss. There goes ICCT breaking above $5, guys. So let's see if this candle can close above. Ooh, it broke above and said, thanks, guys. That's it. That's all I needed. That's all I needed. It broke and said, that's all it needed. There it is. I mean, the candle hasn't closed above it, right? That's the problem. The candle hasn't closed yet, Tank, right? Candle has not closed above $5 yet, which is frustrating because they're just playing games with us at this point. So you almost had to take your gains and run, right? That $5 resistance hasn't closed yet. This is why we always say, like, when you're gonna buy a breakout, make sure the candle closes first, right? If you're gonna play a breakout, make sure the candle closes because then the market makers can scam you, right? That's why you hate when a stock breaks above resistance but then shoots all the way up because technically when you're playing a breakout, you want to buy that breakout really close to the breakout zone, right? But then it spikes all the way up and then it doesn't even close back into the range again, right? Criminal, Paul. For lottery, double bottom on SPY. Okay, sounds good. Yeah, SPY is probably just gonna keep, you know, heading for the abyss. Tariffs. VMAR is looking good though. Yeah. Here we go again. 495. Maybe the next candle that goes above $5 will actually close above it. There we go again, guys. 520, 522, 525. Paul, I hope you ran because this time you're not getting it. 560. This time you better not be a scam. Oh my goodness. We have another. We have 45 seconds left before the candle closes. By the way, so this time we better close above $5 and then hit new highs. 540. Going once, going twice. 17 seconds left. $2.85, Tank. So it's easier for you to navigate these levels, right? So that's good. You know. Yeah. So that candle finally closed above, right? So now we can push. Paul, did you close your short position on that last DWSC there? Oof! My goodness, what are these candles? No, some tea. Some tea. What are these candles, guys? How the hell did we just go from 490 back to 540? 38? Okay. Hey, yo, Saif. Hello, hello. My goodness. Asteri out of 525. Good job. Well done. A green trade is always a good trade, you know. Here we go again. 525, 528. Brand new candle, 530. I know, right, Tank? Yeah. Here we go, 537. Yeah. The good thing about this stock is the ability to come back up, though, right? Like for some stocks, we drop like that, we're definitely not coming back. This one's had some crazy candles and right back to the highs. Crazy dip skis, right back to the highs. Then they go too low. Yeah, exactly. No, spy just looks like unless we have some news, you know, it just seems like we're destined for blood, for lows on lows on lows, you know. Unless we yeah 530 Doche. Yeah. Okay. Good. Did you have you made most of the monies back? Have you made most of it back, or you? Here we go. 538. Kind of seems like our next obstacle is that 550, huh? 540. 550. There we go. So yeah, 550 is our next little obstacle there. You did, Doche? Good, 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 good. Well done. I like the no give up attitude. You know, come back and say, give my money back, please. There goes 550 again. Doche, good job. That's the market. It demands resilience and no quit. And yeah, you know. Here we go. Yeah, so that 550 needs to be broken and closed above, obviously. La 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 la. 560. Mm-mm. Are we gonna double top at 565 here? You made 10%. Love it. There we go. New highs of the day. ICCT. New highs of the day. 575. Love it. Do, 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 do. Uh, do, do. There we go. So in at $5 out of 550 mortgage. Give me a high five. Well done. That's good. Very, very good. Uh, this would be your second trade circle. Yeah, I think you want to wait for a dip. I think you want to wait for a dip. You finally got rid of TOPW though, right, Doje? TIVC. Oh, you needed to run. Okay, I see. Yeah. So 390 is the low of the day. 380. Just make sure it stays above that level. You got out some ad 560. Congratulations. Well done. Well done. Well done. Potentially on a retest, depending on if on consolidation TM, if we are retesting $5 and holding it. Right now we're sitting at the highs of the day. So the next sell off, let's see where we consolidate. Right. So again, when people ask me like, what level, right, I can give you a level, right? Again, so like if we can come back to this $5 and retest it, just because at some point we're gonna have to, right? Why? Because we had so much resistance at $5, right? At some point this level needs to act as the base from resistance to support, right? um But again, the answer to me will always be like price action. Because at some point, even if so, let's say we're waiting for $5, right? And then all of a sudden we dip, and the view up and the kernel is now sitting at 520, and then the stock dips and it's consolidating at 520 and it's curling. Then the answer is 520. You know what I mean? So it's always going to be based on the sell off and consolidation to the price action. But for now, again, the answer would be $5, just because that was our last major resistance. You want to see a retest of that level at some point, right? And obviously now it looks like we're stalling at 570 a little bit here, so we need to break out again. Here we go, 579 for TIVC, for ICCT. You got stopped up, Paul? Yeah, it was too strong, right? Again, there's no other thing in the market that's competing with ICCT, anyways, right? There's not another stock that's showing this much strength in the market, is there? No, right? Nothing at all. So ICCT is like, you know what? Come to me. Come to me. Why is ICCT raising so much while others are falling like Tesla? DIV, ICCT is a momentum stock, right? Tesla is a stock that understands the market. ICCT doesn't care about the market, right? That's why we like momentum stocks, right? The market can crash, we're still going to make money because we play with momentum stocks, right? Market's down so much, and there's a stock here that's up 175%, right? That's retail. We always want to make money, right? Whether the market goes to the abyss or not, we're still going to be here looking to make money. So it doesn't really matter. So after hours play for you, yeah. You're in at 495, and still there you go. So here we go. High of the day for now is $5.98, right? So sometimes when you say like, is it too late to get into a stock? The answer will always be no, right? It's never too late to get into a stock. The only problem is when you buy at the highs of the day when it's not a breakout, right? Your chances of you getting destroyed are very high, right? So if someone is in this already, like they're like, oh well, I'm getting green candles, right? Holding above the nine, we're trending higher lows, higher lows, higher lows. I have nothing to worry about, right? We keep holding it. You keep moving your stop loss up and you're good to go. But if you're looking for a brand new entry and you're buying at the top, then it's like, okay, if we start dropping, you're in trouble. No, I'm drinking some tea. See the tea bag? This is the tea bag. It's tea, guys. It's not anything with alcohol. Yeah. Yeah, what you should be doing though, Tank, is putting that stop loss and moving it up, right? T-Bag. Oh, that show was amazing, Tank, wasn't it? Yeah. Let's go, CM. Right? Well done. 446. Well done. I like it. I like it a lot. Yeah, this stock has showed some really nice strength today. Like look at this chart, right? Off the 200 EMA at the open, break above resistance. What did it do? It came back for the retest, $3, right? And then it pushed to brand new highs. Again, look at that plan A, right? We dipped, we again, so resistance right there. We dipped again. We crossed back above the nine. It made brand new highs, right? And then we found resistance again right there, and we broke above resistance again, right? And then cooked. It made brand new resistance, and then we finally broke above that resistance. So people like stocks that are breaking above resistance. People will buy stocks at any price as long as it's breaking resistance. If you notice, what usually happens is the look at this, right? So when a stock is stalling right there, everybody's like, no, thank you. I'm not gonna buy this. No, no, no. As soon as that candle closes above resistance, what happens? Everybody's like, oh my God, let's go, let's go, let's go. Right? And then all of a sudden we get here again and it's like, okay, resistance, 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 resistance. As soon as it breaks above that resistance and closes above, let's go, let's go, let's go. Right? So that's retail for you. And now we're pushing into the next supply zone here. Uh Come on, Archer. When do we have peace? We would be able to tell, James. I think you'd be able to as well. I think you'd be able to. For someone that doesn't drink, if I drank a little bit, you'd be able to tell. First thing I would do is buy Mullen. was doing and should consider a career in the stock market as well. So Wilson says so 370 sold at 550. Now back to work and fix these pipes at work. Let's go, Wilson. Done for the day. Thanks again. Listening to you all day. My ears in is yeah. I like it. Congratulations, Wilson. That's a good day. You know, you made monies from 370 to 550. Now back to work to make more monies. You probably made more monies in the stock market in the last 30 minutes than you're gonna do all day at work. But that's okay though. You know, well done. Here's $6 for ICCT. There we go, guys. $6 break. So again, you have a bit of a supply zone up there, but ICCT is the only stock in the market right now. Right? Lee got in at 499 out of 530. La 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 la. There we go. Brand new highs of the day. ICCT. Oof. Is this stock cooking or what, guys? There we go. So again, make sure you're moving those stop losses higher, right? As the candles keep creeping up like this, the easiest thing to do is move your stop loss higher. Uh, there we go. ICCT. There we go. Let's see if we can. So that's 620. That 620 is going to be our next little supply area there. Next little supply area for ICCT. Huh, interesting. I like it. Yeah. No, eventually there will be a dip, right? So if you're still looking for an entry, eventually there will be a dip, right? This is just so much easier if you're in a position already. So Matt, what's your question for ATPC? What's the question? If you factor in the 62 one, I got 12,000 shares of Mullen and it's garbage. Exactly, Sergeant. Yeah. So here goes that $6.20 again. Anything else moving, guys? Like anything else? TOPW garbage. APVO garbage. NIVF garbage. TIVC still holding the bottom. uh, so I'm not gonna call it garbage. Also because there's a member holding. So, anyways, but no, it's it's holding the bottom. It's not moving, but it's holding the bottom, right? We failed at the supply zone for MLGL, so almost $21, right? So ICCT has no competition. Is it showing some strength? Let me take a look. CNTM. I know I set an alert for 92 cents. Oh yeah, no, I set an alert up there for the breakout and it never hit. Right? You see my alert right there. I wanted to see a breakout of this resistance, but it just never did it, and then it crashed back down. Right? But it came back down to retest the bottom of the zone for anybody that was interested. Right? So closer to 70 cents. It's been bouncing off this level all day. So if you took a position then better. Next resistance, 82 cents. It needs to break. Alrighty. Yeah. But GME has in cash potential to do big things when the market sucks. I mean, yeah, for sure. They just haven't done it though. So what's speaking of not doing it, what's BTC at? With this massive red in the market, is Bitcoin still wow, Bitcoin's crazy, like still above 80,000, which is impressive. Any sense of like positive, news in the market, Bitcoin's gonna cook. How you get the bars to look taller like that? Mine looks like a little dwarf. So you see the price scale on the right hand side, Kenneth? See the price scale? Just click in the middle and drag up or drag down. That's how you extend them. Yeah. And if you want any more tips, there's a video in the education channel that says how to use TradingView. So we went through like all the little tips and There you go, Kenneth. Anyway, 620 resistance, guys, for ICCT, right? Supply zone, 620. You're welcome. At the right time, just like Warren Buffett. I wonder if Warren Buffett ever goes into the market, like what SPY is gonna have a 10% day. If he ever decides to buy the dip, oof. How do you ask anything about it? Because my real height is like 7. Closer to 7. Finn, let's take a look. So you're looking at XHLD, 6 months out. Oof. Are you in a position, Finn? Let me know, please. Alrighty. Looking at a smaller time frame, it looks really good. Alrighty. You'd like the thoughts? Yeah. Let me know if you're in a position. Like if you look at a smaller time frame, it looks good. Right. I'm just not sure if you're in already because the answer you're not in yet. You're looking for that entry. Right. So the next resistance for the stock is $1.50. So if you're not in a position yet, I would be waiting for Dipski, right? So I'd be looking for dip closer to like $1.30 or breakout of $1.50 is what I'd be looking for. Alrighty. So and if it doesn't hold that $1.30, then you might be looking for closer to the 200 EMA. So I would initially track that 130 and then look for the 200 EMA wherever the line is at the time, or a breakout of $1.50 if we can break $1.50 and consolidate. PRUR, okay, there you go. You can see what it's doing, right? Like look at that. We just went from 146 to 138, right? It's because there's resistance right there. So if you're not in a position already and you're jumping in around this price, your resistance is way too close, right? ICCT is tanking. Yeah, resistance $6.20 resistance for ICCT, right? This is why we keep saying, hey, like if you're not in a position yet, don't just jump in because at some point it's gonna get slapped, right? At some point it's gonna have to retest. We can't just keep going up forever like this. We went from a breakout of $5 all the way to 620, right? Resistance. And you can see the supply zone. Again, red means resistance, red means sell, red means violence, right? So resistance and Dipski. So that shouldn't be a big surprise when you see a stock sitting there for 5 minutes in the supply zone. Eventually it's gonna get slapped, right? So let's see if we can consolidate above 530. If not, then we're looking for that $5, right? That $5 is what we said earlier that it would come down to anyways, right? So let's see if we can stay above that ST band with 3 candles sitting there, right? Or $5, right? Let me take a look. Let me take a look. Yeah, look at that. XHLD just came back to 530, like we mentioned, right? So let me take a look at OSRH. This was one of the names in the morning, Shima and Mr. White, that we were paying attention to. Again, look at this, right? Look at this. That looks really nice. So again, when I say like price action is important, guys, this looks really nice. But can somebody tell me what you see? Like, I'm just gonna leave this question up to you guys. When you look at this chart, what do you see? What are momentum stocks? Momentum stocks are stocks that move based on, what do we call it? Um, Sentiment, hype, volume, right? Just momentum, right? You know, think of momentum. The ball is rolling, they're moving for now based on just the vibes, right? Sometimes they have catalyst, but the idea is momentum, right? So you combine all of it: catalyst, volume, price action, right? Consolidation, there we go, right? So this is why consolidation is really, really important, right? This stock was consolidating here for like 10 minutes and then crossed above the 9 and the chrono and the view up and then cooked, right? So, we could have sat here and said, hey, we could have sat here and said, okay, we want an entry, but we're waiting for the 200 EMA. This is why when someone says, hey, like, what's a good entry for this stock, right? I always go back to price action. Why? Because I might be waiting for that 200 EMA because that's what I like. But if I notice that the stock is sitting above right there and consolidating, right, and it maybe has a double bottom, why not that, right? Is what I'm trying to get to. So we don't always know the exact price to go into a stock until we see what it's doing, if that makes sense. Yeah. Anyways, OSRH looks really good though. Yeah, 2213 is your entry price, Bailey. Give me a high five. Well done. Well done, well done, well done. CNTM, yeah, that was a really nice bottom there, Zul, right? So yep, it just needs to clear that double top and then maybe the volume is gonna come in. $2.60 OSRH cooking there, cooking. ICCT, look at that, guys. ICCT came really close. Who was asking for that entry on ICCT, right? Look at how close we were to that level we wanted to come down to, guys. Look at that, right? Again, whenever there's a breakout of a stock, that stock has a job to do. It has to come back and retest it, right? We had so much resistance around $5 here earlier that when it broke above and went to $6 and hit that resistance, the next logical level, come back and test this level, right? And it came right to that level and then popped, right? So from $5 to $5.65, that's a pretty nice pop. TM, that was you, wasn't it? Yeah. And we talked about that $5, right? Again, it's always annoying when it doesn't consolidate, but did you get in at $5 ish? Did you get in? At some point, if it can give us higher lows, so just consolidate and come back to $5 and double bottom, that'd be good. But now that chrono is no. That's okay, right? And I understand why, because it didn't stay there for very long, right? It didn't stay there for very long. So now it needs to come back and give us a higher low and consolidate, or it needs to come back and double bottom of $5, right? Or it needs to get back above the chrono, 565, and close above it. For sure, TM, for sure, for sure, for sure. For sure. Completely understandable. Here we go again. APVO. Yeah, I mean, it's trying. It's trying, Marco. It's trying. Trying. Don't forget to smash a like, guys, if you haven't already. I would really appreciate that. Take a second and smash a like. All right, it really, really helps. Hit that subscribe if you're new to the channel. If you're watching on Twitter, hit that subscribe as well. Hit the follow, subscribe, Twitter, YouTube's. And if you're not a member yet and you want to join us in Discord, click the link at the bottom of the chat there from Nightbots. Become a member, legend, goat, and come join us in Discord. Yeah. Spies at 539. Yeah, like we're just gonna keep selling off. We're just gonna keep going down, 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 right? So there isn't a reason for the markets to go up is the thing, right? That's crazy. Spies are 539. But again, it's approaching that support, right? This is the line we put here, right? That 539.50. So that 539.50 for SPY. Can we get a bounce? Can we get a bounce? Can we get a bounce? Craziness. Archer's like, no. Come on, Archer, give us something. Six. Okay. Doing a reverse split. Yeah, at this point, honestly, I have to. It's gonna have to. Let's see. 9. Yeah. There you go. 450 is cooking. Isn't that crazy? Crazy, crazy. But yeah, let's see what SPY does. ICCT came back again, right, for the double bottom of $5 and then popped again. Look at that. TM, did you get in this time? Did you get in this time? So again, you can kind of see what's happening though, right, guys? So that level we had as resistance for ICCT, $5. $5 has now become the support, right? You're thinking about it? I mean, it's already back to 560 though, so there's no more thinking about it. It has resistance at 565 though. right? Resistance at 565 for ICCT. So it's trying to break above it. But again, that level that it had for so much resistance has now become the base, right? At least for now. But 565 is your next resistance. Yeah, it's moving very quickly. That's the only downside, right? We know where the support is at. We we right? We clearly know where that support is at, right? The problem is it comes down to that level and then it squeezes really quickly. Like, look at that, right? We've been here twice, and both times it exploded right back up. ICCT. This candle just hit $5 to 575, right? Like that moved really quickly. Uh, so there goes 575. Did anybody get in? Was anybody able to get in? SPY is bouncing. Yeah, it's bouncing off that daily support. 539.50 for SPY. So here goes 577, guys. Sadly, yeah, yeah. And there's really nothing we can do about that, right? So the safe thing to do is wait for it to consolidate. But sometimes you take the risk, you know. MJ, you got in. Congratulations. Yeah, you did. Okay. Yeah. It said nope, nope. Mortgage, absolutely not. We pop, right? River, you got in. Well done. What did you get in at? So make sure you scale out on the way up, right? 75, 76 sky. Okay, yeah. Trapped me yesterday. I got in a high, tried to get out immediately, and it dropped fast. Yeah, the problem though, TM is, and that's the thing. That's why human psychology sucks, you know, because you made a mistake yesterday, right? You got into a stock that was pumping way high. You got in at resistance, right? And now that's preventing you from getting into a stock that is selling off the support, right? It's not even close to the same idea. You know what I mean? Like complete opposites, you know, but just the fear of losing money. Uh, let's go, Rich. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Let's go, Rich. Let's go, let's go. No, it's been a really good week. Really, really good week. So yeah, it's been a very, very, very good week. Uh let's see, and then for sure. There you go. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. Copy. Mm-mm. Hopefully, a rep is moving again. Like you're referring to a stock or just the same stock, like levels, is what you're asking for, Chilled? Yeah, TM for sure. Yeah, it's coming back down to $5. Like it's stalling too much, right? Here's another test of the 50. Another test of the 50. Mm, OSRH. Yeah, this one's done really well, Shima. You still in this one? Yeah. It also came back to retest the last breakout zone. Yeah. You guys notice how these stocks are just doing the same thing, guys? Right? So resistance right there, right? Supply beginning of the supply zone, kind of the breakout, and these two candles, like that candle comes back to that area and then it pops back up, right? To new highs of the day. Next resistance, 270. You sold some? Okay, yeah, 270 resistance there. ICCT stuck in the middle. Has some kind of afternoon push. You're holding heavy bags doing. Yeah. Yep. Again, guys, we you know Like one of the things that I've learned in the market is you have to give yourself grace sometimes. You have to understand that you're human and you're allowed to be wrong. You know, like you're allowed to be wrong. We have a few dollars to play with, right? The market makers have millions and millions and millions and friends in high places, right? We're competing against some pretty like impressive people, right? So when I take a trade, I have to understand that like I've done all of this research, I've done the technicals, I've done this, but I'm still potentially going to be wrong. So if that's the case, like what's worst case scenario here? Like what's my maximum loss? Right? Like what am I willing to walk away and be okay and accept my mistake? Right? Is it $100? Like if I lose $100, am I okay? Is it 10%? Is it 5%? And then I go into the trade understanding that, you know because too often, like, you see people get in a stock at $5 and it drops to 450 and they're like, nope, 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 I want all my money back. And then it's $3 and then it's $2 and then it's $1 and they're like, nope, I'm just going to keep adding more because I don't want to be wrong. I have to be right at some point. you know yeah. So at some point we all kind of learn that. Get it? Just once. But Zena is your long term and is a solid, yeah, new jack. Okay, sounds good. Sounds good. Archer, I'm not looking at spy. Don't ask. Anyways, spy bounce off that support we talked. Look at that guy. Look at that level, right? This is the level we saw on the daily chart for spy, right? So if we look at that daily chart for spy, there was no support for spy till we hit that white line at the bottom of the chart, right? And where's that level coming from? It's coming from right there on the left hand side, right? Right there. So 539.50 ish, right? This was September of last year, right? September 10th, we hit this level a few times on the daily chart and then boom skis. So this morning we came back to that level, right? 539.50 ish and then pop. So at least for now, we're going to bounce a little bit and probably go back to the abyss, but at least for now it's bouncing off that support as it should. You missed the puts in the morning? Dang. Yeah, puts. Put. Oh, yeah. Yeah, there we go. Perfect. Yeah, Archer. Okay, sounds good. Gorilla. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. We looked at that stock so much. Hip hop business daily. I followed the company on Twitter because I wanted to see. Right, we followed them from a SPAC to a D-SPAC. From $10 to the abyss. Right. So yeah, TIVC. Yeah, TIVC's looked okay. It just didn't have the volume. Right, and now the volume is coming in slowly. Right. So this one's been slow, but like I said last time, it's done okay. It's done okay. Look at this thing cook. OSRH is on fire. Just cooking, cooking. ICCT is basically stuck, in the middle here, trying to decide if it wants to break out. Right? You can kind of see how it's creating a bit of a downtrend. So if we can break above 570, then it's up, and then we go back for $6, right? So you can kind of see the algo pointing to that downtrend, right? So right there, right? It's trying to remind you of like a little downtrend forming. So it needs to break out of it, and then we can push for $6. If not, we go back for $5 again for another test, right? Almost $3 on this one. Secured funding, yeah, yeah. 2 hours ago, right? Signs $80 million stock deal to support brain cancer research, right? So yeah, brain cancer research for OSRH, right? So. But again, look at that, right? It dipped at the open and then consolidated, right? It doesn't matter it doesn't really matter, right? They had good news, but the stock still sold off, right? Crash, 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 and then consolidated and then crossed back above the 200. So price action is really all we care about. The brain cancer, obviously amazing news, right? But at the end of the day, it's price action. Yep. Price action. ICCT, yeah, still needs to break out. What's your question for a rep, Baruch? What's your question? Oh my goodness. Do, do, do. Do, 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 do. There we go. I don't know what to watch now. I would say keep watching ICCT and OSRH. Like TIVC, it would have been a good entry closer to the demand zone here, closer to between $4 and 4.20, right? Now you're way too close to $5 resistance. So same stocks. CNTM is basically stuck between resistance and support. It's not quite sure what it wants to do, so it's going to need the volume to come in, right? And I back to ICCT. Gave us the breakout. You're looking for an entry point in a rep. Okay, let's take a look. SPY is looking a little bit T-Rexy there. A rep is halted up. Still red for the day, right? Like it's coming up the abyss, but halted up. So at this point, Baruch, it's halted up. You're just gonna have to wait and see what it unhalts at. So we'll come back to that whenever it's unhalted. Okay, let me look at futures. Lord have mercy. Ah, that's perfect, Dan. That is perfect. Yep. I like the red tie and like the background is nice with the T-Rex. I like it. Let's go, Grims. Let's Grims, yeah, for sure. For sure. Is it consolidating? So consolidation means, again, you can look at consolidation at the top, right? But when I talk about consolidate, you don't want it to do this at the top, right? This is more of distribution, right? So when you see a stock stalling at the top, this is what we call a T-Rex. This is the T-Rex we talk about, right? When you see, there you go. Look at what's happening, right? That's called the T-Rex. It's a term we've made up. We've made up because you don't want a momentum stock stalling at the top, right? Again, it's retesting the night EMA and going back up. It's really strong still, but when the stock is stalling at the same price, it's not a good thing, right? When I say consolidation, what I mean by consolidation is this, right? We have a sell off on the left hand side, right? Sell, 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 and then all of a sudden it's consolidating at the bottom and trying to curl back up. That's what I mean by consolidation, right? When you look at it at the top, right, and it's stalling like that at the same price, then that's the opposite of what you want, right? And then at that point, just wait for the breakout. Alrighty, let it clear that resistance on its own. Because you jump in and then it decides not to break out, you're gonna be in trouble, right? That thing just said thanks, bye, right? So at this point, you're looking for a break, which it broke above, but it needs to close above 290. I'm ready. If it can break and close above 290, and then okay, it's ready for more. I still need to look at those KO calls, right? And there it goes. So it looks like yeah, makes sense. Yeah. There you go, 320. Whew. It's a nice pop. 320 is your next resistance above 290. It's always annoying when you have a breakout like this because you can't really, it's difficult for you to play with it, right? When you have a breakout like this, it's difficult to just get in because the candle is way too high. But that thing said, forget that rubbish. So 320 is your next resistance. Ready? 320, next resistance up there. So look at this, TM. Look at this, and then look at this, right? So the last time it did this, right, it stalled right there. It sold off for a few candles, right, and then eventually came back up, right? So when you see it stalling, it usually wants to dip and retest something. In this case, not very much. Yeah, there goes 320. My trading view is glitching a little bit for some reason. Okay, let me take a look at KO. Coca-Cola. You're looking for some calls. Isn't it impressive how this thing, whenever people panic in the market, they run to a company like this. Like, look at this. This is the hedge against everything. This is better than Bitcoin. Like, look at this damn stock, right? The entire time everybody's been panicking. When people panic, they run to Coca-Cola. They're like, you know what? Even if people go to war, you know what they're gonna do? They're gonna drink Coke. When the market was cooking, look at what this thing was doing, going down, right? When the market starts to struggle, this thing cooks. When people panic, they go to comfort food. So you're looking for some calls? Mm, right. You want to know the last time we were here, Saif? The last time we were here was September of last year, which is interesting because the last time the market was this low was September of last year, right? So this is a complete opposite of the market, right? So the last time we were at $74 ish, what happened, right? What happened? It got slapped to the abyss, right? We went from $74 all the way to $60, right? Now we're sitting at that 74 again. You're looking for some calls, right? You're looking for calls at a double top is the problem. If this chaos continues, this thing is going to break above this price. So if I was looking for some calls here, I would give us some time. I would give us some time and see if we push above 74. If we can break above 74 and close the candle above 74, and then okay, cool, right? Uh, 74, 73.95, but 74. Alrighty. TIVC just got slapped, guys. Look at that downtrend, right? Look at the downtrend. That thing just got slapped hard. So it started creating that downtrend right there, right? Downtrend, 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 downtrend. It never closed above it, and then they slapped it. Slapped it. The volume kind of ran over to OSRH. OSRH is failing at well, I mean, for now it has resistance at 320. So you sold too early. What did you sell at, Baruch? What did you sell at? Yeah, a rep is still halted up, Azul. Unless it halted up again. No, it's still halted up at the same price. Yeah. You sold at 260? Oh my goodness. And you sold a long time ago too. Yeah. CNTM just hit my alert. A rep is on halted. A rep is on halted and popping them. CNTM just hit my alert, so it probably is breaking 82 cents. Yup, here it goes. Here it goes. It deleted all the lines that I had on there, but that's okay. Oh no, I have it up. There you go. So that 74 was nice, wasn't it? Right? Bottom, bottom, bottom. Now it's finally breaking above the top there. So see if the candle can hold, Azul. See if the candle holds. Doing both. Yeah, hip hop, hip. Yeah, exactly. If you made money, green is always good. Green is always good. Absolutely. OSRH, new highs of the day. New highs of the day. 428 Baruch, nice. Very, very nice. Uh, yeah. What do you do? Hip hop business daily. What do you do? I like it. I like it. I like it. Become a member. Hip hop. Come join us in Discord. Come join us in Discord. Those candles are coming right back below that supply zone. So that resistance at 320 is still an obstacle. CNTM is looking good. Anybody in CNTM? I think Azul is. Anybody else? CNTM. DMN with a nice little pop there. DNM. Who do I have one-on-ones with today? Mm, 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 mm. Okay, perfect. I think IPOs will pop. Mm, mm, mm. Are you asking me if I think they're gonna pop? Uh, I mean, it takes one to run for the other ones to follow. So one would need to run for the other ones to follow. I know also I need to look, right, based on like expectations. I don't know. But if they're consolidating, Alan, then maybe, right? Are you looking at the IPOs? If you're looking at them, just make sure they're really consolidating. Yeah, I'll take a look. I'll take a look. NIVF levels 0 and 0. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Your next support is 66 cents. Your next resistance is 81. Alrighty. Are you in? Are you in a position? Let me know. Let me take a look at WTF, Alan. WTF. Actually, yeah, WTF has actually done better than, I'm thinking like this one's going to be a meme forever, Like it's actually done a really good comeback. It's not bad at all. $7 seems to be a magnet for this thing. You're in it, RS? What are you in at? So 777.80 there, resistance, Alan. What's the other one again? TOPW. Top win. What's this one doing? Absolutely nothing, but it's consolidating at $2. So lows of 180 though. Can you believe this stock was at $14 almost yesterday? 13.20 to $1.80. This is why we don't diamond hand IPOs. Uh, Clue upgrade options. It's annoying. Let me send you a video, okay? That video should show you how to upgrade. And if it's not working on your iPhone, try your computer or something. Or try a different browser. Sometimes, yeah, sometimes like the device you're using gives you problems. So this link at the bottom of the chat, it's a video that shows you how to upgrade, basically. And again, if it doesn't show you that option, just try a different device. You're driving Tesla up? Sounds good. Look at that resistance at $3.20 and slapped, right? Do you see the T-Rex here, TM? You see the T-Rex? You see the candles stalling and, at the same price? Usually what comes after that is a slap. Unless it stays above the 9 EMA, but sometimes that's way too dangerous, especially if a stock has had a big run. Yeah, there we go. I just had to chat. Just had to chat. A rep is cooking again, guys. Cooking. Look at the gap. It's very rare that you see a gap on a high Kinashi candle. But damn, is that stock a crackhead? You started a position in CNTM. CNTM is looking good, isn't it? Hopefully the volume keeps coming in. Let's go. Yeah, smash the like, guys. Dan, smash the like if you haven't already, please, and thank you. Smash the like. You know what's interesting is ICCT is back to using that $5 level as resistance, right? It dipped all the way to the VWAP, 430, popped to the five, and then used it as resistance, and then came back down, right? So that $5 level is going to be important both ways, right? Both ways. CNTM, keep popping, please. Keep popping. A rep. Hmm. Over. Yeah, that's okay then. That's okay. That's okay. I like it. That's okay. So a rep is hitting that supply zone at 5:30 ish. 5:30 ish. Mm, yeah, perfect. Perfect. Are we consolidating yet with this one? But it does look like we are retesting that last, one of the breakouts, right? All the way across. One of those levels for OSRH. So if we can stay above 260 and consolidate, that'd be a good thing for an entry. That'd be a good thing. TIVC, it dipped and it's going back up. Are you still in this one? Can't remember the name. Yeah. Anyways, you know who you are. Are you still in TIVC or did you take your profits? Take your gains. You're still mortgage? Yeah, there you go. You're still in there? Yeah. And that's what I said earlier, right? Like that resistance close to $5 with the view up sitting there. Clint? Okay, Clint. Yeah, $5 resistance on this one. So if we can break above that, that'd be good. A rep is again, you shouldn't be buying this thing anyways in a supply zone after a massive pop like that. Definitely shouldn't be touching it when you see red. And CNTM again, the red zones really do make a difference, right? Hopefully they help a lot of you guys. Like this thing went up easily until we hit that supply zone, right? Now it's gonna need more volume. More volumes, and this one really isn't curling yet up that level, so I would wait for it to curl. So 260, yeah, need that curl. OSRH, need that curl, sir. uh oh, $5.20. You do need that break of $5 then for TIVC. Yeah. Yeah, you bought early and then it hit 550 and then came rushing down, so I think you should have got rid of it, and then got back in cheaper. Right, that's what I like to do, at least, right? Get rid of it, and if you want revenge, wait for the same stock to consolidate, right? At least if you go from like it sitting in the demand zone at $4, right, back to almost $5, you made way more than losing 20 cents, right? So always easier that way instead of waiting, because then you're not even back to break even still. Yeah, to me especially when this, so let's say this is the support, right? Because that was the support at the open, and then it pops, right? If it's breaking below that support, especially when it's coming back up and failing at the same level, now we know for sure this level is resistance, right? So I'd rather you get rid of it at $4.80, right? Whether the breakdown right there or the retest and the fail, right? and then come back in when it's found some support or something, right? If it's consolidating in the demand zone, yeah, it's so much easier for you to go from $3 and make 80 cents because you just made all the losses back. OSRH is still trying to find, looking for that 260. It's trying to hold, trying to hold. It does. It's very slow, isn't it? Yeah, it needs volume. It needs volume. But if you bought this thing close to 74 cents, you're happy though. Just kind of you know. So we had that circle there because it needed to break, and that's why the alert was there, right at 82 cents. La la la. We always have that period in the market. I think usually going into lunchtime, right? Usually going into lunchtime where like we sit and like nothing's moving, and we wait. We wait for brand new breakouts. As much as we've had like massive sell-offs in the market, today's been a good day though, right? If you're green for the day, type in yes in the chat. If you're green for the day, type in yes in the chat. Yes, 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 yes. Yeah. Yeah. Let's go. So yeah, it is slow, but yeah. Yeah, most of you should be green for the day. Yeah. Most of you should be green. So that's a good thing. Monies, Luna. Monies. See what happens when you follow the plan, Luna? Next time? Happy to not be red. Good, TM. Good, right? You have Thomas, yes. At the moment, yeah. Right. So as much as the markets are kind of slow a little bit now, we're still green for the day. So that's good. OSRH is still trying to play games at this level. I think at this point it needs to cross back above the 9 EMA before we play with it. They're working, Chris? Good. Burush, you're green today? Good. Yeah, exactly, Dan. Not red is always good. Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely, Luna. Absolutely. I agree. I highly doubt we're gonna be on stream all day today. MRM is just exploding there. MRM 112% for this one. Was 0.74. Uh, 120%. There we go. Spy call sprinting. Where did it come? Where's the other archer? Where is the other one? Did we say Spy had support on the daily? Where is the other archer? I want to fight him. Let's go. Yeah, so Spy held the daily support, so that's good for now. Until 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 la 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 la. So Kurt says I just made over $12,000 in less than 24 hours. I learned how to trade options and read the charts in this group. La 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 la. The testimonial channel is what I'm reading, guys. Let's go, Kurt. Let's go. La 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 la. Portfolio. Sometimes never being crazy. Thank you. La 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 la. Let's go. $12,000 in less than 24 hours, guys. Ooh wee. Let's go. So yeah, Kurt posted something in the testimonial channel in Discord. Brian, you're here. What do you mean? I am not here. Oh, not you, Brian. Not you. This Archer at the bottom of the chat. Uh, Mr. Too Scared. Good. I'm kidding. Yeah. Can't wait to for a one-on-one, Brian. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Good. Good, Brian. Right. Take your time. Take your time. Take your time. Yep, yep, yep. There are quite a few people that have made like double digit gains in the this week, right? Rich made $3,000, right? Like any additional money you can make in the market to help with your life is amazing. Is amazing. Doo, 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 doo. Is amazing. By the way, that $12,000 was from for those of you guys that are interested in options, the options cooking lab part of it, right? And reading the charts and the options class, stuff like that. Mm. In a day, chilled? Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. Everything is kind of looking sus now, isn't it? Everything is looking sus. Maybe not TIVC. TIVC is still holding the bottoms there. And then obviously you can see that supply zone for CNTM, right? Obviously it's going to be resistance. TM, you see what's happened there again, right? Whenever a stock is stalling like that at the top, it's not a good thing. When it's stalling at the bottom, though, right, it can be a good thing because it's finding a base versus finding resistance. All we do is eat in the options cooking lab. Let's go. Yeah, again, if you're interested in options, pay attention to the options cooking lab channel in Discord because those guys cook. Cook. Alrighty. Let's go, Paul. Let's go. Let's go. MRM 130%. Did anybody FOMO into MRM, guys? Anybody? Anybody? Anyways, again, so yeah, don't forget to smash the like, guys, if you haven't already. Hit that subscribe if you're new. And if you're not a member yet, click the link at the bottom of the chat. James, what are you typing? If you're not a member yet, click the link at the bottom of the chat there from Nightbot. Come join us in Discord because you're missing out. Yeah, MRM is cooking. Did you FOMO into this, James? Is what you're saying? Mm, 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 mm. You did? Good job. What did you FOMO in at? Did you see the alert in Discord? Is that why you FOMOed? Is it easier to play practice only? Yeah. Dan trades futures. Joe trades futures. There's a futures channel in Discord. Yeah. So if you ever have any questions, just ask in the futures channel, Brian. So there's a futures channel, there's a stock channel, there's a crypto channel, there's an options channel, there's an everything channel. Futures, Troy. How could I forget Troy? Troy trades futures, right? So Troy only trades futures. Yeah. Yeah, James, what did you get in ad? Was it the alert? Mm, MRM. So the first alert for MRM in Discord was at 11:31. The first alert in Discord was at 11:31. Where's 11:31? This candle right there, guys. Look at that. That was the first alert for MRM. Right there at 48 cents. That was the first alert. And that thing just went boom skis. Right? So yes, I'm now looking at it on stream, but the scanner is in Discord, right? So that was that 48 cents all the way to 90 cents basically, right? That's a pretty nice pop actually. So again, that's why you want to be in Discord. Alrighty. There goes TIVC. That thing fine. Oh wow, look at that pop. $5.20. TIVC. So at that point you were only down 20 cents. Being forgotten. Troy? Sorry. We drink in Futures. You're joining the club? Yeah. If you have any questions, just ask in the Futures channel. CNTM. I mean, it's coming back down to retest this last breakout like they always do, right? So if you can kind of see start to curl around this area, and then maybe New Jack. ICCT. Was that your question? UCF. My thoughts on it. What's your position? Like, what do you? Are you in a position? Let me know. Let me know. Trading with 2%. Yeah, I saw those last night. On tops. Yeah, thought that was interesting. And did you take your money on those calls, Archer? Did you take your monies? Price rules. You don't want to be in a position if there is a halt. Yeah, yeah. Honestly, at that point, you might as well, just if it's that close, just stay away. Don't get yourself in trouble. Okay, sounds good, Archer. Yeah, sounds good. Yeah, I like the stop losses. 7:30. Said we don't have a plan about the dollar. We don't have a plan about the dollar. Canada Prime Minister just said era of integration with U.S. economy is over. Old relationship of steadily deepening integration with the United States is over. This is a tragedy. Tragedy. Yeah. Anyways, anyways. Yeah, spy broke, but it's still holding that support though. Let's see if it can cross back above the 50 and stay above the 50. MRM still looks nice. Looks very, very nice. Was about to hit $1. I've returned for this historic moment. What's the historic moment form? What's the moment? Let's go, James. See, like that free membership, James. Was it from Dan? Yeah, from Dan, right? Look at that. Look at that, Dan. Right, 57 cents to 78 cents on MRM. Right. James saw the alert in Discord. Right, the alert came through. Right, at 48 cents he got in, and then cooked. Right. So there you go. Those free memberships Dan gives, they yeah, they bless people for sure. Good exit too, by the way, James. Congratulations. Which state is wants to become a province? Oh, the entire country, Sky. The entire country. We take all of them. And the left about it, or the market rebounds. And the left gets what about it? Let's go. Let's go. But the full meal comes at a cost. Let's see. I wanted to look at something else. I just completely forgot. NVAX, I think. Right? NVAX. NVAX does look nice. Still red for the day, but that's a nice bounce. Runs in. Archer. I'm just here. Either way, whatever happens, a long time ago, I resigned to the fact that, you know, let's go, Dan. Let's go. Another membership coming, guys. Another membership coming. Uh, yeah, Tony. Yeah, you. Yeah. So this one's T-Rexing. TM. You see the same thing happening at the supply zone, right? ICCT. You just missed this one, I think, Tony. Yeah, you just missed ICCT with the curl. Just missed it, right? Yeah, just missed it. Let's go. Dan, thank you very much. Let me pull up the wheel. It does. Okay. Let me add some more names to the list. Mo, I'm gonna call you Mo, okay? So if you win, you know that's you. Anybody else we want to add to the list? Baruch, let's add Baruch to the list. Yeah. Let's go, Dan. Again, so this is a giveaway for a month of Legend membership, by the way. Alrighty, so let me know. There we go, ICCT. Yup, that was a really good curl, by the way. Very, very good curl. Very good curl. So if you haven't noticed yet, the kernel is a really nice addition, right? If you have not noticed, the kernel is a really nice addition to the algo, right? So the kernel changing color right there, pop, right? So Grumpy, is Grumpy on the list? I'm gonna add you, Grump. Mohammed is on the list already. MJ already won. Bailey already won. Random is already on the list. And I think that's it. Okay. Uh, Hash. I'll add hash. Do. Yeah. Already. Yeah, Ron, you were here yesterday, right? La 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 la. Okay. Practicing for stocks. Run. Let's go. Okay, let's go. Let's spin the wheel. For a month of legend membership from Dan. Who's gonna win? Who's gonna win? Who's gonna win? A week. In the chat. You have to be here to win the giveaway. By the way, if you're not here, we're just gonna spin it again. La 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 la. Yeah, Arik in the chat. I don't think Arik is in the chat. No, Arik. You did? Yeah, boy. Okay. So it's the legend level if you want to join Discord. It's the gold level if you want that and some one-on-one. Some one-on-one time. Yeah. Okay, so UCF. I think you're delayed, by the way, UCF. Make sure you're not delayed, okay? UCF. Jonathan, you're a member already, right? Once you remember, yeah, that is you suck monkey. Suck, you're on the list. Queen is usually here too. Queen and then Julio. Again, you have to be here to win the giveaway. So okay. Uh, oh, you might have been delayed. You're good now. It just got halted. So there's a live IPO, guys. Let me spin the wheel and then we're gonna do that. It's halted anyways. Is Diogo in the chat? Diogo? No, Diogo. Let me know if you're in the chat, Diogo. Let me take a look at that IPO though. LHSW. So this is a brand new IPO. Brand new IPO. It's another one of those. I'm not sure what to make of this one yet. Not sure what to make of it. Yeah, couldn't get an entry. Yeah, not sure what to make of this yet. But I think our decision will be made on the second. This like after the on halt, obviously. But not sure what to make of this yet. Alrighty, okay. Diogo, no Diogo. Okay, spin, spin, spin. Someone's gonna win. Uh, but Miss Lola is usually in the chat. Usually in the chat. Usually, always. I'm gonna add mayhem. Okay, is Miss Lola in the chat? She's always in the chat. I think people walk away for a second. People walk away for a second and then they win, and then they're like, "Dang it!" Not in the chat. Okay, spin, 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 spin. Oh, is it gonna be Lizzie or is it gonna be Ash? Is Ash in the chat? No Ash. Ash in the chat. Let me know. And then we'll go back to that IPO. Not in the chat. Okay, I'm gonna spin again. Hopefully they're not delayed and they come in at the same time. I have Ash. Random. Random is for sure in the chat. So random is for sure in the chat. So random, send me actually I'll send you yeah. So you're gonna have to leave the server and random is let's just verify. I think random means spin again. Is random in the chat? Random is usually in the chat. His name is random stuff. Did he go to get a snack or something? I'm telling you, like people go to get snacks right when their name is about to be called. Maybe these people are delayed or something. Yeah. What are you trying to pull here? I know, right? I'm spinning at lunch when everybody leaves for lunch. You dreamt of a banana sandwich? You should. Yes. Hash. Yes. See, random is always here. I think random is delayed. Random. I sent you. I sent you. Yeah. So there you go. Congratulations. Thanks to Dan. So alrighty. Congrats. 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 So I sent you. I sent you an invite link. Too late. Already ate lunch earlier, Julio. I choo, 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 choo. Cucumber tea sandwiches. Yeah, I think random is delayed. Thank you very much again, Dan. Thank you. TIVC, you got saved, mortgage. You got saved all the way back to the top. Congratulations, by the way. Good job. Well done. You you got saved. Put your hands together and thank 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 the market gods, you know. Well done. Yeah, for sure. So double tops, right? Right above 550. And there goes a break of 550. TIVC. But then again, like TIVC looked okay. Just the fact that it was consolidating and not breaking new lows, it, that always gives you a chance, right? Please don't end up holding a bag. Please don't end up holding a bag again, you know? Please and thank you. ICCT ran all the way to the ST band and then came back down. And then there goes a perfect bounce, right? There goes a perfect bounce for CNTM. Someone was asking for that was Sammy. Sammy. Resumption 640 so far. Okay, let's move on to the IPO, guys. Not. I'm honestly not sure how I feel about this IPO. Did anybody get into this IPO? You did. UCF. Oh, good. UCS. Good. Um, I'm genuinely not sure how I feel about this IPO. Um, did anybody get in? You know, the reason I say that is because I'm not sure about the level of hype. You know, the level of hype. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, not yet. Yeah, I'm not sure. Not sure if I want to jump into this one. It's already. I mean, it obviously already halted up, and it most likely will open higher. So, okay. Thank you, Azul. Is anybody planning on FOMOing into this one? Anybody? TIVC is cooking, by the way. So, yeah, cooking. Clint, cooking. AKUR. Okay, maybe Jonathan. Yeah, sounds good. Yeah, that's a pretty good comeback. You try? Yeah. Depending on what it you know what it does after the next on halt. On what it looks like exactly. Yeah. Strong is FOMO. You got out at 59. It's very impressive though that you came all the way back to green. So you should be very, very happy with that. Very happy. Stick with the options, Archer? No, that's okay. Yeah, that's the indicated resumption time. 690 is what it's showing, like a dollar higher. Okay. Yeah. Do. See, if this thing doesn't on halt on time right away, it's gonna be done right away. That I think that's gonna be the difference here. If it's not on halting like right away in the next few minutes here, then if it takes 30 minutes, this thing is going nowhere. Then we could just be like, whatever, forget it. If it starts the day off like that with a 30-minute halt, we already know what's gonna happen. So let's see. Let's see. And then go from there. TIVC with a bit of a dip there. LHSW. Exactly. So, I mean, it looks like the 10-minute mark already passed, right? Um, yeah, banana, yeah, 5:30ish. Yeah. Oh, so somewhere close to that, right? Somewhere close. Yeah, it is. ICCT is. Yeah. It needs to get back about that stupid $5 though, MJ. 17 degrees and sunny. Sounds amazing. Sounds amazing. How do people put the early bids? So what people do is they put a like they they're willing to get it at any price. Basically, is what they're doing, right? So is the thing. So you can put a high bid, right? So let's say you put a bid for that the stock is about to open for $5.30, but you want to get in for sure. So you put a bid at $6, $7. You're gonna get filled at $5.30, regardless of where your bid is at. Alrighty. So that's kind of how it works. Yeah. So sometimes people will just put a higher bid than the current like bid and ask, right? And it gets filled because you can't really do the market orders, at least not for me. So really, yeah. I mean, it's already taken. Yeah. Yep. It's already taking its sweet time. Yep. 110 thin. Okay, sounds good. Mm, hmm. Details. Okay. Let's see. IPOs ending with W or band. Uh, so I mean the bid for now, like the bids for now. For some reason, it's not even showing me the damn bids. It's not showing me the bid. 708. There we go. So the bid is currently sitting at 708. 750. Yeah. Yeah, Ron. Yeah, exactly. 708. 705. Back to 708. Yeah. It's going back and forth. 705, 708. So, Finn, let's see. If it takes 30 minutes, it's going to be done. Done, done, done. 710. So it's creeping up a little bit. LHSW. Hmm. I wonder if they're really doing this intentionally, like in that country. You know what country I'm talking about? You know? Yeah. Na, 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 na. To use Chinese to search. Uh, I don't understand, Luna. I'm confused. Yeah, but what does that mean though? Like, what do I do with that? The bid is at 7-Eleven, guys. Almost like okay, you know what country I'm talking about? What website though? Like, what does the website do? Is my question. Yeah, exactly, Ron. So it's been over 15 minutes. The bids are going up though. 715 is the bid now. Yeah. They're like, you guys want to give us tariffs? We'll make our money back. We will make our money back. Take it away. Let's see. And then the US is like, oh yeah, you want to make money in our country? How about we halt the stock for 30 minutes and then crash it? Make money now. Make money now. Let's see. 720. Knock off Rolex. Is that what they do, Finn? I haven't been on their website. See that's what I was saying this morning too, like I get the fact that it's not fair for one country to give put tariffs of 90%, 200% on another country, like, but at the same time, like, you know we're crushing the markets so we can put tariffs on countries that, like, what the hell are we buying in Nicaragua, like, what the hell are we buying there, anyways. Again, this is not my area of expertise, so I'm speaking from a point of ignorance. I'm gonna keep saying that, ignorance, right? But like, we crashed the damn markets because we want to put 30% tariffs on South Korea, or on this country, on that country. Andrew, probably. Okay, yeah. So if you know, please correct my ignorance. I will gladly accept penguin eggs and other agriculture. Andrew, yeah. Yep, yep, yep. There you go. No, like, I was looking at the list this morning, and I was like, oh, like, really? But like Andrew said in the chat, yeah, like, there's probably something coming from there. Leave politics to all the idiots. Yeah, we just want to make money. The bits are at $7.30 now. Like, the bits are moving up by 5 cents, guys. Like, really? The bits are moving up by 5 cents. Oh, yeah. Again, I still don't think though, like, again, even if there aren't any humans there, right? The fact that some of these countries want to tax, like 90% tariffs and this and this and this and this. If you're doing that, you know, expect to be entered, expect the violence back. Yeah. So it's a two-way thing. Like there goes the on hold guys. $7.50. Let's see now. Let's see. Oof, 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 oof. 790. Oh my days. Oh my goodness. It hasn't halted yet, which is a good thing. Like it's actually being volatile and it hasn't halted. A different, yeah. Like it's all over the place though. 740, 770. The spread is crazy though. So just be careful, please. It is trying to do some things though. 780. Well, at least we've been trading for more than 2 seconds, right? 790, $8, guys. Huh? Interesting. You got filled at 7? Oh, there you go. $8. 820. There you go, Tom. I know, right, David? 817. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. How's that possible? I mean, you could just sell at $8, you know? You could just take your gains. They really are gonna fire someone. My goodness, look at the way it's moving though. You got filled at 7 as well. There you go. At least you guys are green. I wasn't sure, so I didn't FOMO into this one. But it's doing well. You guys all got filled at like $7. So if you wanted the gains, you could take the gains. I'm surprised how well that's holding up. I feel like if I was in at $7, I would have taken my monies already. I would have panic sold it. But it is. Yep. You take it, Rich? Come on, give me a high five. I would have done the exact same thing. 720 Bailey? Nice. Yeah. Let's see, let's see. I like how it's not being halted every 2 seconds, Because then if this thing can actually consolidate somewhere, maybe we can scalp it as the day goes on. You know? 750 LHL $7. Like I said, I would have taken my monies already at $8 and then see if it consolidated, for another play. You know? I'm gonna need some more candles here before and there goes. not to halt momentum. Yeah. Oh, did they just halt it down? It's halted down now. Yeah. So like I said, you saw that. Good job, Sock. Good job. Good job. Good job. Yep. Easy peasy. Did you make money? Oh yeah, you did, Sock. Yeah. Yeah. Good job. You know what's interesting though is the bid is currently at 8. Okay, we're back to 6. So that initial bid is usually wrong. So the bid is at 660 for now. 660. Yeah, it might not be done, Jane, but as a momentum play for now, yeah. I'm sure the next time it has momentum, we're gonna play with it again. But now is not the time, you know. But yeah, if you made some quick monies on this, congratulations, guys. Like to me, the first halt is the easiest. Like the first two halts, easy because it has the vibe still, right? Yeah, you jump in quickly, you jump out quickly. right? After that, it becomes a little bit more complicated. So good job to those of you guys that made monies. The bid is now $6.44, so it's going back down. Going back down. But we'll see. Again, it really depends on the time of the halts, right? If it's halting forever, and then there's nothing to see. Nothing to see. TIVC came back down from that supply. Good job on selling, by the way, Clint. Good job. I'm proud. I'm proud of you, by the way. Okay, good job. Too often, people they come back and then they want more, right? You sold that thing 10 cents from the highs, and it crashed all the way back down, right? You would have been so red again, So good job. You got saved and you took the blessing. I'm in GNPX at 36 cents, and I'm hoping for over $1 based on weekly chart. Pull it up and see if it's reasonable. Sure, for sure. For sure, for sure, for sure. GNPX had some volume this morning as well. So you got in at 36 cents. You agreed on that play. It's pushing for resistance. Your next resistance is right below 40 cents. So again, actually right below 39 cents. Alrighty. So again, we can just call it 39 to 40 cents resistance, right? So you're green in that position, which is good. Let me look at the daily really quickly here, and you can kind of see why it has resistance at 40 cents, right? Because when you look at the daily, right away you can tell, right? This week and all of last week, 40 cents was a problem right there on on the daily chart, right? So your next resistance around 40 cents, right? In terms of like you looking at the weekly and looking for a dollar, let's take a look. When you look at that weekly, it does look reasonable, doesn't it? Yeah, I see what you're looking at, right? But again, for now, um, for now, I like your entry. It has resistance at 40 cents. It needs to break above 40 cents. Again, this weekly looks really nice because it's coming off a really nice double bottom, right? So if it can gain momentum, there should be a lot of room to the upside. The last time it hit this level, it actually ran all the way. It ran all the way to like $4, right? So again, if it can stay above that bottom, right? If I were you, I would just put a stop loss somewhere and then move it up and hope that it keeps going up. Julius. Resumption and take profits. No need to diamond hand. Sock monkey, beautiful. Love it. Think that was a beautiful scalp. Omen of doom, Finn. It really is, honestly. It really is. Once you halt down, like people just start to panic. You're welcome, Julius. You're welcome. It's still sitting at 644, by the way. So I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna leave up the chart here, though, Julius. So again, we know that resistance is 40 cents, right? And you can see that fat red zone. It's just there to remind you of that 40 cents ish resistance. So 39 to 40 cents, right? So if it can clear that level, then you start talking about 50 cents, and then if 50 cents breaks, then excited about a dollar, right? So we wait, I guess, for that thing to be unhalted, and hopefully it doesn't take forever. And if it does, then garbage. The bid is at 641 now, so nothing new. Nothing new. Let me take a look at JYD, by the way. JYD. JYD looks nice, huh? JYD looks nice. Anybody holding JYD? Not bad. It looks like it's approaching a double top at 55 cents. Yeah. Goats, Alan says. uh, yeah, so double top at 55 cents for JYD, but it's looking good there. Compared to the price, yeah, exactly. It really isn't bad. Maybe this is good to save face, so we can play with IPOs next week, Bailey. Uh, Auction crossing. Okay. So yeah, 55 cents double top on this one. And it looks like GNPX is failing at that resistance, right, Julius? So that's not a major surprise. Just hope that at some point it can break above it. So yes, it's reasonable that you're looking for a dollar, to an extent, because there's resistance other places too, right? So what you should be doing is protecting your money by using stop losses. Have a plan to the downside, right? Not just the upside. Not just the upside. And okay, back to JYD here. JYD is still looking good. Still looking good. Mm, mm. Oh, I see, I see, I see, I see. Mm, one second. 1330. 1330. Okay. Yeah, it is. Are you scalping this one now, Tony? Scalping it? So the bids are still sitting at 641. 641. And there goes ICCT again. Come on, go, go, go. You weren't okay. Yeah. Yep. The bottom of the range seems to be like 460. It was 460 to $5 until it broke above that $5. More money, Sky. More monies. More monies. Okay. More monies. 460, 516. Yeah, the bid is still just chilling. For our wrestling fans? No, either way, it has a double top of 55 cents, so it needs to break above that. Okay, the IPO is back, guys. It's back. And they slapped it. 580. It's back. And it's halted at 580 again. Yep, halted. Halted down. So, yeah. So, yeah. And the bits it immediately dropped to 550. So watch that $5.30, that IPO price, right? The opening price at least. So you're interested in that, it needs to stay above that. Say no to bags. Yeah. Same nonsense as yesterday. Yeah, exactly. That's why really I didn't really pay attention to this one because I wasn't honestly interested. Wasn't interested. Yeah. The next IPO that I'm interested in is the ones next week. Uh, like the big pipe, fat pipe is what it's called. Then hot pot. Like it needs to have a catchy name at the very least. Like, at the very least. So LHSW, like it's just whatever. But for now, again, if it can stay above $5, 5.30, and then G GB from time to time, yeah, from time to time. I think what's more important for me though is price action. So then I usually pay attention to the candles more, right? You can see what's happening, like with the candles. Um, yeah. Anyways, the bits dropped all the way to $5 now, guys. So yeah. Why do you like using level two? If you're asking if it's necessary, the answer is no. It's not necessary. Not necessary. And JYD dipskis. Do, 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 do. Let's see if JYD can give us a cup and handle here, though. 51. Mm. Mm. 51.20. Here comes 52. There's 52 for the JYD. Oh, okay, that makes sense. Do, 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 do. Okay. 52.20. Super slow. Super slow. Super slow. Do, 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 do. Hmm. 52.50. Do, do, do. Here comes 53 cents. Is anybody in JYD? Anybody? Double top again. CNTM. Yeah, that was a nice retest though, Azul, right? Breakout 82, comeback retest 82, and then creep back up. So the ones that look okay now are the slow ones, right? Here goes JYD. Here we go. So now it needs to break above that 55 cents JYD. In at 40 out of 54. Well done, Sarash. So yeah, here comes 55 cents for JYD. 55 cents about to be broken. 3, 2, 1. Oh, booms. 56 new highs of the day for JYD. 56.60. Love it, love it. Love it. Does this song sound like anything to anybody? La 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 la. We ain't never getting older. 56. Come on, give me another push. Give me another push. So these candles now need to start closing above that last high of 55 cents. And if they can, then we're ready for 60 cents. But they need to consolidate. Alrighty. Again, you notice what's happened here, right? Double top breakout, retest of the breakout, right? Stocks love to do that. So whenever you're watching a stock and you're like, oh my God, I don't know where to get in, right? You can add that to your as a strategy, right? But it's that's not all you're looking for, like just randomly buy the retest. Other things need to happen as well for you to do that, right? Other things need to do that. Other things need to happen, right? You can't just buy a retest because there are times where it breaks below the retest area and then it goes to the abyss, right? So you need to see other things as well. And then yeah, that supply zone there for CNTM as well. GM is looking good right now. Off the lows, should be announcing BTC investment soon. That'd be good. That would be good. I'm surprised they haven't done it yet, as well. Surprised they haven't done it yet. Like, what are they waiting for? They had approval. They raised the monies. You never know, though. Sometimes it might take the money some time to settle, or like the process, right? Sure, the process isn't simple for companies. Mm, 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 mm. Mm, 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 mm. Yeah, back to JYD. JYD. You can do it. 57 cents, guys. 58 cents incoming, JYD. There we go. There we go. I like it. Well done. Well done, A. Your daily goal met. Love it. 58 pennies. Mm-mm. On X, now we know why Buffett is sitting on 300 millions. He is the CEO of GME. How is he the CEO of GME, though, as well? Oh, you mean, oh, Cohen is the CEO of GME. Like, okay, okay, okay. Quotations closed. Yes. Yeah, 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 yeah. I missed the part, with the quotations being closed. There goes 59, guys. 70%. Here comes that 60 cents. So once we retested and closed above 55 cents, then it was 60 cents. 60 cents. AK, did you get into JYD? Did you get in on JYD? So yeah, 60 cents resistance there next. And CNTM again is the other slow one, right? So that thing needs to break out. Needs to break out. You missed it? Okay. Missed it. Yeah. As a long-term play, no limit banks or what? It's very inconsistent. That's what I mean, right? It really is. You know, if you search up the rules for halts, I'm sure they say something like, I need to go look up those rules, right? They're not very consistent because we've seen like random stuff. We've seen a stock go from $2 to $10 to zero halts, right? We've seen a stock spike like 50% in one candle, no halt. We've seen a stock like drop 5% and be halted. So yeah. Do 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 do. It's just the vibes. It's all about the vibes. Come on, break 60 cents already, JYD. Please it. Na, 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 na. There we go. There we go. Once NVIDIA goes up, I think it will bring for sure. As a long term play, no limit, you should be fine, right? Dollar cost average, scale in slowly because we don't know if we've hit the bottom yet, right? We hope we have, but you know, you just never know at this point. So if you're looking for stuff like that, just make sure you take your time and scale in. Take your time and scale in. Mm-mm-mm. Mm. Hmm. Mm-mm-mm. 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 Mm-mm. 20.43 cents. Yeah. And then obviously 60 cents resistance, right? So now it's dipping again to 55. Yeah, people are just taking profits again. It's stalling, so people take profits. Below supply zone, yeah, people are going to take profits. So the common strategy, right? The common strategy. Let's do let's stream for another 15 minutes, guys. 15 minutes, and then we're gonna hop off and go back to Discord. Alrighty, GL. So let's stream for another 15 minutes, and then we can go continue in Discord and Stock General. Also, we're waiting for this thing to be unhalted, but it's been halted a damn long time, so we don't really care for this. So we don't really care. ICCT doesn't look like it's quite done yet, especially above the 200 EMA. So we're gonna go back to Discord and continue watching stuff like this. Still holding, yeah, Troy. Yep. So we have a lot of questions still to be answered from the markets. TCRT. Uh, with start a position and then I double up the next support. Yep, exactly, Wes. Exactly. Where do you think we close? At 550. That's more of a hope, by the way. 550. Okay. What are the odds of SPY will go green? Suck it, suck it, suck it. uh, so MGA in your 401k, you seem to ask the same question. You work there? Oh, you work there. So your average is my 401k is at $37. So you bought into your 401k at $37. You work at this company. What does the company do? Mobility company, technology company, which engages in the design and engineering, manufacturing, automotive supplies. La 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 la, la 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 la. By the way, this is a Canadian company too. Is this Canadian dollars? No, it's US. Interesting. Anyway, so your average is $37 in this thing. This thing seems to be sitting at like not all time lows, but the last time it dipped, it was $22 in 2020 when COVID happened, right? Now it's been selling. Damn, this thing's been struggling. Um, so your question is, where is support for this thing? Well, it's sitting right on it, right? So your support is right here, right? So you see these daily candles. So this was March 4th. It came to 33.30, and then went back up. This entire week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, it's been hitting 33.30 and going back up, and it's doing the same thing again today. So that's your support. Oh, they do Magna? I've never heard. It's a Canadian company. I've never heard of them. Never. Maybe I don't really live in Canada, you know. But then again, like if it's not stock market related, I really know nothing else. If it's not, you're welcome. So it needs to keep closing these candles above 33.30, because if it doesn't, now you're into no man's land, right? Now you're looking back to 2020, right? And in 2020, that thing saw a lot of violence. So hopefully it bounces here soon for you, by the way. Alrighty. So we shall see. Damn, look at this on hold, guys. Look at that on hold. Yeah, again, this wasn't an IPO for me to play. Like you could have played like the first two halts, but after that, guys, no, no, thank you. Right? There wasn't just any. There wasn't. Look at the name. You can't even pronounce the name. Lianhe Sewell. The name. The name has nothing to. Like there's no excitement. AK, you jumped into this thing at what price? Oh my goodness, AK. Yeah. You have to pick and choose. You have to pick and choose. If you're gonna FOMO into an IPO, it has to be the one with the most hype, right? WTF? Yeah, yeah, right. Maybe next week. Maybe. Can I get a vowel, please? Leave me alone, Troy. 7? Dang. Yeah, yeah. That entry from 7 to 8 though was nice. You just had to sell it really quickly. uh, yeah. 450s, but I think more violence. Yeah, honestly, I think more violence too. You know, I've resigned at looking at my long term accounts, not looking at that. I don't want pain. Yeah, no, don't worry, AK. There will be more. Alrighty, you just have to pick and choose. Again, this isn't it, right? This just isn't it. The other three, the other two at the very least, we talked about them for so long, right? We knew we were waiting for them, right? This one, we like this one wasn't even on. Yes, we knew there was an IPO coming, but we didn't really care for this one. So you know, so you can't FOMO into stuff like that. And if you do, it has to be a small position. The fact that you lost 1,000, that means you're a criminal. uh, doesn't matter where the market is. I can scalp the crap out of it. Yep, exactly that. Exactly. We can play momentum stocks. We can buy puts. We can play futures. It doesn't matter where the market is. As long as the world isn't ending, we're gonna be here scalping the rubbish out of it. Right? It doesn't matter. We're gonna be here making monies. So, yep. Mm, mm. There we go. Mm, mm. Bottom feed us. But we're all dying, New Jack. Why are you still typing on YouTube then? Mm, why? CNTM just couldn't break out. JYD, quick scalpies on that. ICCT is still looking good, right? So ICCT is one of the only ones that still has some hope. Probably try. Roger. When China runs again, maybe that thing's gonna run. Maybe 6 more minutes, guys, and then we're gonna hop up and go back to Discord so I can do some one-on-ones. Alrighty. Again, don't forget to smash a like, please, and thank you. I would really appreciate that. Hit that subscribe if you're new to the channel. Follow. Hit the follow if you're watching on Twitter. If you're not a member yet and you want to join us in Discord and continue cooking, click the link at the bottom of the chat there from Nightbot, and then we will, go back to Discord and keep looking for more plays. Deal? Deal. So again, if you're not a member yet, come join us in Discord. There's still a lot of day left. Let's go, Troy. Let's go. Let's go. Uh, doo-doo-doo. Let's go, Raven. Good afternoon to you as well. 215J. Let's take a look. APVO. APVO 215. Are you in already at 215? If you are in already at 215, then okay, just put a stop loss, right? If you're not, then so yeah, then I would just kind of leave it. You just missed it, yeah, yeah. Maybe on a retest of the closer you are to $2, the better. So you notice how it just broke above the 200. So like right there, and then broke out, and it's pushing to that. It's gonna come back and retest that level, and then maybe the curl back up. J. Uh, already. No, your next resistance is $2.30. So it would have been nice if you caught the double bottom there, closer to 175, 180. It would have been nice. But yeah, for now you want to see that retest of the 9 or the 200, one of the two, and then the curl. uh I've only seen clips of like South Park, I've never actually watched it. I've only seen like, little clips here and there. Never actually watched it. I've seen the little clip that says anyways, maybe yeah. You do? Dang, you like it that much? I miss, yeah. Maybe next holiday, when the market's on a holiday, I'll watch it. The next market holiday is April 18, I think, right? Good Friday. You do not know what you're missing. Next, I'll watch it next time. Since you were 10, my goodness. You son of a bee, I'm in. That's the clip I remember. That's the only clip though that I remember. ICCT looking good still, guys. Anybody still in this one? I like it. I like it. Wait, Arch is another TV show? Oh my goodness. Unbelievable. Thomas, you still in there? Okay, good. Yeah, looks good. You just have a bit of resistance. Right below $5.40, right? So it does need to break above this little area here for resistance. I like how well it's been holding the 200 EMA though. So to me that's always a good thing, right? Always a good thing. Uh, let's go, Raven. Let's go. Let's go. Clean up. I like it. That's the pick. Oh, okay. I'm gonna have to watch that too. Oh, that's Rick and Morty. Completely different. Yeah, it is. It is. Okay, thank you. Yeah. Okay, then I've really never seen anything. So. Mm, 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 mm. Mm, 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 mm. Are you the only one thrusting blank slate? Uh, you're in at 417. You're up well over $1 on that play there. Do you have a stop loss, Thomas? I hope you do. Yeah, either way, you're gonna walk away happy, I think. You're bad at TV watching. I am. I am bad at TV watching. Uh, the TV show that I watch consistently is Survivor. Survivor is my only consistent TV show I've been watching for a long, long time. Josh, Ayo, hi. Survivor and what else? Yeah, I like watching like competition TV shows. Like The Amazing Race, Big Brother. I like strategy competition shows. Is Yeah. I like criminal activities basically. Yep. Let's go. Yeah, probably from Josh or Dan or Shima. Is a no for you? Yeah, let's go. Oh yeah, I did watch Reacher. Reacher was good. Yeah. Yeah, I watched Reacher. I liked it. I know, right, Raven? I'm going to be like Survivor for the next year. Bring it on. Yep. No, the gifted memberships, Shima. Yeah. Third season? Okay. Yep. Reacher. Naked and Afraid. I've seen Naked and Afraid a while ago. The only reason I watched Naked and Afraid is because I just couldn't comprehend why people would go out in the woods and go be naked. I just like I had to see it. Like I just yeah, Alone is another one, isn't it? I just couldn't understand. Yeah, yeah. Alone, yeah. I watched Alone. Yeah, I liked Alone. Yep, I liked it. See, that's what I mean. Like I like watching like reality stuff like that. And I watch trading videos. Yep. Yep, yep, yep. Yeah, I like the loan. Do, 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 do. I think Alone is better than in like Naked and Afraid for sure. Alisa, yeah, for sure, for sure. I could only do something like that if there was a price, because I think if you're gonna be out there in the woods, yeah. So Luna, yeah. Like when you like Naked and Afraid, like with the bugs, like like eat them alive. That's one of the worst things in life, isn't it? Yeah. When the flies don't leave you alone, when they eat you alive. Like one of the worst, most annoying things in life is the like mosquito sound. Like mosquitoes are one of the like most annoying things. K drama trading videos and football. Yeah. Yep. 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 Talking TV. Exactly. Exactly. And that's okay though. APVO got slapped, right? So that's why we wanted to wait for that dip. Who was asking for APVO, right? And it's not really consolidating or curling yet, right? So watch around $2, right? We don't want to be FOMOing into these things when they're pushing up already, right? That's why we talk about waiting for that dip. Wait for the dip, wait for the curl. Hopefully that saved you some monies. I think that was who was asking. That was Jay asking, right? Jay, that saved you some monies. So curl around $2. If not, then abyss. The conspiracy stuff, yeah. For a better time? Good. Good, good, good. Good, good, good. Ooh, there goes CNTM, guys. Maybe this thing is gonna finally break out this time, Azul. Maybe it's finally gonna break out. Finally gonna break out. 88 cents now. PTIX, yeah. Finally gonna break out. Again, ICCT is still looking like one of the best names, but it has that resistance at 540, so it needs to break above that. ICCT. And I hate the stupid PDT. I don't want to wait for funds to settle in your cash account. Mitch, yeah. Does anybody know? I'm sure there's some good brokers, right? Paul, actually, yeah. Mitch, I don't remember any of the names off the top of my head. But the last class we did, Paul did some research on all the brokers and spent 30 minutes talking about them. Yes, from a short point of view, but you could also use those same brokers to trade stocks if you wanted to, right? Trade Zero is one of them or something like that, right? I don't know if it's an American firm though. So again, Mitch, there's a video, the last educational video we did for the members included a lookup of like international brokers, right? So here we go. Just break the damn thing already. Yeah. See all the benefits the members get, Mitch? See? You know? See all the benefits members you get? All these questions that are answered all the time that, people look for. Sandeep says, hi. Hi, Sandeep. How do you keep tab of on so many shares dipping, spiking at the same time? I have three screens, but I cannot manage to keep an eye on them while I also do my regular job. How do you use do you use alerts? Yes. But for the most part, I think it's like strategy based, right? For the most part, it's strategy based. Like when I look at these stocks, I know exactly what I'm looking for for an entry, right? So I can look at a stock for 2 seconds and I'm like, it doesn't fit this rule. So you have to look at all of these stocks. Yeah, there you go. Trade Zero internationally. There you go. So Mitch, that did I answer your question? Trade Zero. Um, so you have to look at the stocks and see the ones you like and see what they have in common and write down some rules and say, okay, usually when a stock is doing this, it's good. Usually when it's not doing this, it's not good. That's going to make it so much easier for you, right? Like I can look at APVI and I can just say, okay, never mind, don't like it, right? It takes it's that you can quickly look at them and know what you like and what you don't like. Damn, did you see that, Tony? That stock never closed above 540 and immediately got slapped. Immediately got slapped. So 540 is still resistance. Again, I wanted to buy so bad. Yeah, that's why it's really important to wait for candles to close above breakouts because people seem to be getting scammed quite a lot. 180, George? Nice. So maybe now though it's going to come back and retest that 50 again and stay above it, right? So $5 support. If not, all the way to the 200, 470 to 460. Yeah. Yeah, Sandeep, again, a lot of it comes from, like having a plan, right? Have a plan, follow the plan. Yeah, have a plan, follow the plan, right? So you can look at stocks, and if one doesn't fit, take it off the list, right? And honestly, at any given time, there's really only three stocks you need to be watching because the rest are probably doing absolutely nothing, right? Yeah, probably doing absolutely nothing. Yeah, well, yeah, Luna, I just saw your message. When you play with IPOs are not, like there's not always a reason to them moving. It's just momentum. So you're taking a bit of a gamble, right? every time you get into an IPO, you have to understand like, I'm taking a gamble. I hope it works, And there's not a whole lot you can go on. Not a whole lot. So it's rolling the dice. Rolling the dice. Do, 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 do. Alrighty, guys, we're gonna leave it here for today. Alrighty, I'm gonna go do some one-on-ones, catch up on all the slacking I've been doing, and let's see. We're probably gonna stream in Discord tomorrow. So we usually stream in Discord on Fridays. So if you're not a member yet, come join us. We're gonna be in Discord, unless something crazy is happening. Then we can just come back, on the YouTubes and stuff. Alrighty. So again, if you're not a member yet and you want to join us in Discord, click the link at the bottom of the chat there from Nightbots. Become a member. Just make sure you sign up for the right level, Legend or Goats. Alrighty. And if you do become a member, your invite link should be in the community tab on YouTube. If you can't find it, just send me an email, hotratesx@gmail. Alrighty. Yeah. Michael, it's going to be in the one-on-one voice channel. So the voice channel called one-on-one. I think, yeah, in what, 20 minutes? 20 minutes, right? Yeah. So 20 minutes, right, Michael? Thank you, Shima. Take care, Archer. See you in Discord, Thomas. The party continues, right? Just because we're leaving the stream doesn't mean the market's closed or we're done. We're just going to go continue in Discord. So, again, if you're not a member yet, come join us in Discord. Alrighty, and hopefully some of these names find their footing soon, and then we can cook again. Raven, keep working. Hopefully the weather is nice for you, Raven, so you're not spending time outside with you know I should have left it a while ago. Just kidding. Much love, Dan. Don't give back your gains. 18 degrees. That is very nice. That is very nice. Take care, humble. Take care, take care, take care. 45 right now, perfect for yard work. Yeah, especially when you're sweating a little bit. Bye bye, AK. See you in Discord. Yeah, hopefully the markets behave soon into the close so we can make some more monies, please. Take care, Luna. See you in Discord. Alrighty, y'all. Again, if you do become a member, just send me an email or go to the community tab on YouTube and your invite will be right there. Just sign up for the legend or the gold level. Alrighty? Some lunch and a nap. That sounds good. That sounds good, Dan. TM, thank you very much. Troy in Hangouts from Canada. Okay, sounds good. I'm gonna go vote. See you, TM. Alrighty, all. Much love. Bye, guys. See you guys later. Bye bye. Bye bye.